There we go. Welcome, sketchbook heroes. We're going to be doing some sketching tonight. We're going to start off with these simple characters. Actually, this one in particular, this little girl, the third one on the bottom. So hold on tight. We're going to be drawing. We'll be drawing this character too later on. And here we go. Let's start. So welcome. My name is Eladio. We take on drawings. We take on challenges. We do it for fun. There are lessons, but we just practice. This is mostly just practice. We talk a little bit about the lessons that you should know. And we talk about process, which is looking at the big shapes first. So we're going to draw the big shapes first. We've got almost a circle shape. It's a little bit wider than the circle shape, right? So this is you want to see the big shapes first. As an artist myself, and when I was learning to draw as a kid, I got into the detail and really can get lost in the detail, but you want to start big and then go small. All right, let's see. I lost my picture. Let's bring it up again. Where'd it go? Oh, all right. All right, so go ahead and draw that. Here it goes. All right. Now, it's not a perfect oval. It does pull out a little bit down to the bottom. So if you do have, and I do like to put axis lines to get my axis lines, that's going straight across here and straight across here. And this is good at beginning drawing because when you get to face
adjust the camera.
Adjust the camera. Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of off. Thanks.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's fix that a little bit. I usually look. I was busy trying to get my image up. All right, here we go. So I'm pulling down on the sides. Just pull down a little bit to give it some cheeks, right? So that's the actual shape. A little bit on the side. All right. And I do have some more pictures to drawings to share. I will share after the sketch. All right. So we know that the eyes, we were just figuring out where the eyes are. So the eyes, if we find the middle here, we're going to eyeball where the eyes are going to go. So the middle here, you can measure from here to here and then here to here and try to find the center. And the eye is going to go on the outside of that, on the outside, right on the outside. Well, and then do the same thing on the other side. Find the middle, and then right where that middle is, that's where that other eye is resting. Now there is a highlight in there. Let's get that highlight. Like a real eye, it is shiny because it is wet. So we need to do that. And there's a highlight on the right side. So I want to get a little circle in there on that right side. And then shade in all the other eye. Shade in the dark part. It's all like a big pupil. There's no iris. It's kind of like a dark pupil. The cartoon. And that's the style of this character. There it is. Now, if I'm going too slow, if you feel it's too slow, I know some of you are advanced in here, have been with me for a while, feel free to draw your own characters. Feel free to, so you don't get bored, feel free to, take on your own challenge. Everybody's at a different level. All right, here we go. We're going to draw the nose. The nose is right in the middle right here. And it's just a little oval, a little like an N shape right there. And there's the nose. And then the smile encompasses that. So after the nose, you do the mouth. The mouth is right a little bit above the center. So if you find the center, just a little bit above it, not too much. If you do it right in the middle, that's fine. From here, it goes, wraps kind of like around the nose. It's almost aiming between the eyes or between this middle part. That's kind of like aiming there. There's the mouth. There are some rosy cheeks. I'm going to unplug that. There we go. I shouldn't make that any noise anymore. And usually I do this last, but there's a little bit of rosy cheek there. Rosy cheek here. Right under the eye. And then we did notice that the hair, actually, let's put the ears in. Let's put the ears in. So the ears right where that line is, right where that line comes out. We look at these relationships Every time you draw something, it's like you're drawing a puzzle and you're looking at all these shapes. Everything's made up of shapes. So here we have like these oval shapes for ears right at the top, right in the center, right where that center is. We're looking at these relationships and putting these puzzle pieces together. Here we go. Right there. There's that other ear. Now we're going to do the inside of the ear. Inside of the ear, a little hard to see from the picture. I think I did put it in the chat. Thank you, Leon, for the comment there. There we go. Making sure my screen is there. I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. The ear. So the ear, there's the outer ear, and then there's the, I don't know if Jesse's here. The, what was it? Thomas? Having trouble. We had something. It'll come back. What this little part of that ear is called. There we go. So you have the inner ear for that little ring, and then this little part, the parietal. I can't remember. All right. Okay, here we go. That looks good. Now these ears are attached, so you will have to eventually erase this part. If you want to do it now or later, that's fine. I usually wait to the end, but that's just to let you know. All right, let's do the hair. So the hair, we're going to put the hair on top, a little bit of hair on top. Put that thickness in here, right in there. You're going to have to adjust it depending on how your hair is. I'm putting it like right in there. And then an important part on this half right here, we're finding the middle of that side. Try to eyeball and find the middle. This is fractions. Yes. Fractions right there, right in the center. And the hair is almost like it's two parts. I'm going to see the big part. So watch this. I'm going to do this big part here like that. It's just this part. And then we're going to break that part into smaller parts, right? So that line kind of goes through there. So let's break it down into smaller parts. So it's a little bit of a curve here. And there's one. And you can pull the hair out a little bit more and then this up a little bit more on that side, and then do the other little set of hair that comes down. Now there is this little bit of a whip. There we go, like that. What do we call it? That kind of change. All right, so there's a little bit of a
cowlick.
Yeah, cowlick. It's a let's see. Let me show you what's happening here. So you have this little curve that's going on, like the tail of the horse that was we push in. Okay, you push in here and push out there. So it kind of pushes out and then it pushes in, and you get this kind of shape. There you go, that shape. Oh, that shape there. A little bit of that shape. So it's pushing in and this is pushing out. Get that little bit of a bounce. All right, let's do this other side. Now, if you want a challenge, add body, add arms, add legs. If you're not there yet, that's okay. And maybe I'll do that. Or if you want to draw other characters, draw the other characters. Well, you know, you got to find your pace. We're working here from beginning. We will speed up in the second hour. And here we go. Ponytail time. So ponytail, there's going to be one on this side and the other one on this side. Right there. And actually it's easier to think of it as a 45 degree, like that 45 degree between these 2 points. So that's 1030 and 130, something like that, I believe. Yeah, because this is 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's the ticket. All right. So the curving, it's almost like a circle here as it comes out. And then the bottom curves like that. So we don't know what we're going to draw until like this last minute. We just kind of choose a drawing. So just do the best you can. There you go. You can see how big it is compared to the head. And that's proportions, right? Now the proportions, if you get the, really big ponytails, it doesn't matter. Or if they're small, it doesn't matter. But you should be aware of proportions. When you start adding other stuff, like how big the ears are compared to the head, we can actually do that. I didn't mention that. It's hard to mention everything all the time. So hopefully you got that. Hopefully you're not total beginner. But if you are, that's you might be off there. And that's okay. It's about the practice and it's about learning. It's not about perfection. All right, so we've got the other ponytail, and it's the same thing. It's those little curves. I was trying to remember what I called it last time. Because you'll see this shape again and again as you're drawing it. You'll see shapes over and over, like, hey, I've seen this. And it gets easier because you've drawn this shape before, and you'll recognize it. And then I think there's like another little hair together at the end. Doesn't come to one point. There we go. You can easily just add. I don't think there's little circles. And then we can shade the hair in. Usually save that for last, but we're here now. And it's good to understand process. What do you do first, second, third? I usually save the shading for last, but you don't have to. Just be aware of process. All right, the thickness of the neck, about that thick, about as wide as the nose, maybe a little bit wider, slightly. See, I'm trying to compare it to other things, how it all fits. Put in those cheeks, bring those cheeks down, then straight across. Cheeks down, straight across. There she is, Sally, or whatever her name is. Use your imagination. All right, here we go. A little bit of I'll do this little oval here. And then we'll see how wide, this goes. All right, so we're looking at relationships. Right where the cheek is how far these shoulders are. So she's got small shoulders. So then she goes out that far. We're looking at these relationships. And this gets to be really important when you're drawing real faces. Like you want to draw a particular face. Because when you're drawing particular faces, you really got to make sure those relationships and knowing the proportions. And that the relationships are done right. We'll go ahead and put in some stripes. Blouse, and there she is. Ta-da! All right. Let's see which is number 2. Which one we're going to do next? Let's see. I think it was.
Ladia, do we have eyebrows?
Do we have eyebrows? Yes, there are eyebrows. I missed the eyebrows.
Okay, it's okay.
Thank you. Yes, there are eyebrows. So the eyebrows are going up and over, and they go from thin to thick or thick to thin, depending on which direction. But if we're going from left to right, so they're going from thin to thick, and it looks like they kind of go up like that, almost like a comma. Right in there like that. There we go. And then the other side from thick to thin. Thank you. Ready to jump off to the next one. There we go. And the eyebrows give so much expression all the time. If you want to make her sad or happy, which way the eyebrows are going, that really makes a difference. All right, let's see. Can you zoom in out a bit? Yes, I can zoom out a bit. Let's zoom out. There it is. There she is. If you want to add stuff to this while we're drawing, if you want to start sharpening up your edges and making it from a sketch to a drawing, that's the difference between a sketch and a drawing. If you want to clean it up too, and what's more important is the sketching and the practice. Not really worrying. You don't have to. You can leave all this stuff in. because you're not really, unless you need it for drawing, or if you need it for what's important in a sketchbook is just sketching and drawing and practicing your drawing, not the erasing. You want to practice your drawing. All right. Actually, before we draw the next one, let me show you. I do have some drawings that I did in Procreate. And I think we can maybe, you know what, we'll do it here. We shall do our next drawing here. We'll do our next drawing here. Let's see. Let's do that here. There we go. There it is. There we go. Let me show you what I did. Here's a drawing. This is Procreate. And what's cool about Procreate is you can actually see step by step how I did this. Now I did a cylinder, which is a second level, and then I shrunk it down. And everybody's saying landscape, so I did do a landscape here just really quickly. Some trees up there. I can make it smaller. There we go. And then I did the road with a little bit of perspective in there. You can see the perspective. And then I actually made it into a bridge. What's cool, I signed it before I even finished it. Lights and darks, thinking about values. Added the date. That was yesterday. We're in a new month already. And I can actually slide back and forth, which is pretty cool. I kind of didn't know I could do that. So yeah, time lapse. There it is. Like magic. Actually, this one didn't take that long. I think I spent a little more time on this other one. It's because I was watching the TV show. I was watching Malcolm in the Middle. I did more of a cartoon of them, not really an actual. That was kind of interesting. Let's do a time lapse of that. Let's see. Oops. Let's go back. And this is again Procreate program for the iPad. I will do the drawing there. And we've been talking about drawing people, actually figures. And you can break down figures into three parts: the head, the torso, and the pelvis. And then what's important with the pelvis is actually that, and then just that is the middle. That's the middle. And we'll go back in a second. And you can see some of the adjustments. This one took a little longer to draw. Same stuff. Oh, the car that we drew last time, I saw the car and it kind of inspired me to do the car. And let's go back and talk about, there we go, the torso. My legs are smaller, but usually it's proportion wise. That's fine. All right, let's do it here. I'm going to go and make a new one. It's the same thing, as you learn to draw. And let's see, what do we have? Yeah, here we go. What's cool about this is that I can press really light, and I can press a little bit darker. I can change the size. So we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do which one? Let's see, which character? B1? B1 was requested. B2 was requested. Perhaps do one with open eye and one with closed eye. C3. I think we're going to go with, let's see. Let's go with B1. Let's go with B1. Although she's really similar to the one we just did. Okay, let's break it down. I'm going to go share my screen real quick. There we go. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Yeah, let's do this one. So we're going to go with this one. Well, let's look at the oval. I'm going to go ahead and put the oval shape on there. There we go. And you can see this is what we do. The height and the width. Really using squares and circles to see the relationships. And if I put a circle over it, you can see that it's a little bit wider. And how does it compare to a circle? Especially the cheeks. Notice how the cheeks come out. The cheeks come out, right? And the head's almost round. And the cheeks really pull out. And then let's pull this out. There we go. More of an oval shape. You can see how it matches the hair up there. The cheeks are pulled out a little bit more. And let's look at the proportion. The eyes are in the center, just like a regular face would be. And let's see, here we go. Right in the middle. Let's do this axis line here. The nose is right on the other one. It's the same style. Right there. And the eyes are right there. Now notice how big this smile is, right? So if we find the center, that's where the teeth are. That's where the teeth are, and the top of the teeth are a little higher, but the middle of this side is right there. And the eyebrows are right. And let's not forget the eyebrows. The eyebrows and the cowlick, or that cow, the hair, very similar to the other one, except for Ponytails, she's got little circles. The ears in the same place, and you can see the hair is slightly different. So very similar to the other one. You can see the differences. So this should be a little bit, it should be, now that we have practice, should be a little bit easier. So let's jump to it. All right, here we go. Let's make sure we've got our light on. Here we go. So we start off with our oval. There we go. There's our oval shape. Nice oval. Well, this is our first time ever. For over a year, I was using a pen, just a pen. And today I'm using, first time we use a tablet. So that's interesting. All right, so here we go. There's the shape of my head. There's the oval. Let's get the axis lines. I'm gonna put the axis line. We've got the center line, the axis minor, and the axis major, which is the longer one. This helps our guides. And eventually you don't have to draw it, but it's good to see it. It's good to practice it. We do have this center on this side. That's where the other eye is. That center, maybe a little bit more to the right. Right there. There's where the eyes are going to go. So from here out, we're going to do one eye. So the eye, she's really smiling. The other one were circle eyes. These are more like these, the letter N, or like this little rainbow shape, right? So from the middle out, this rainbow shape right there, just like that, a little rainbow shape. There it is. And the nose is yeah, a little pixelated. The picture's not as clear, but we'll put it right where the other one was, right about there. I'm not pressing as hard, which makes it a little bit lighter. Over here, I'm making it darker, and I can actually go darker by pressing it harder. There we go. And if I shade in the cheeks, I can shade them in. I'm just not pressing that hard. There we go. Now the smile. So here we go. We're gonna go around that nose and then bring that down right in there. Right there, just like that. And that's the mouth. Then we have the teeth and the tongue. So if you're ready for the teeth and the tongue, here we go. Teeth going to go inside just like that. There's a little bit of overlapping. The tongue is underneath. So if we bring the tongue underneath that, the teeth. And this is where shading would make a difference. So this part is darker. And then the tongue is just shaded slightly, and the teeth are not shaded. There it is. All right. We're rocking and rolling here. Let's not forget the eyebrows. Eyebrows are, these are a little bit different. Let's see the eyebrows. Just they're kind of going thick and thin. Kind of going in that direction. Hair is the same. Hair is similar. It's going in that shape there. And then we break it into the two parts. You've got that one part and then the other part. They're really close together. I'm going to bring my hair up a little bit more. And yeah, don't be afraid to make these adjustments. You know, the hair, I'm going to bring up the hair a little bit more as you're drawing. Let's get the ears in there, right where that center lines are. Half, and then circle. There we go. And then the inner ear. The inner ear. And we'll just leave it at that. All right, let's put the neck. It's about as wide as the nose. Looking for those relationships. There we go. And then this one, let's erase a little bit. It goes about that high, almost like a square. Yeah, the neck is about a square shape, a little bit longer. And then the shoulders right under, I would say almost where the eye is, right? If we follow the eye down, look at this relationship, this eye following it down. That's where the shoulders kind of are. And it's connected. So let's erase that. There it is. It's connected. But you should be able to see, as a beginner, should be able to see this shape, right? This shape, the one that's there. Then she's got a tank top. So put another little U in there. And then the other little U. And we'll be drawing hands later if you want to add hands to your drawing. And that's how it goes. You know, as you learn stuff, your drawings, you'll be adding to it, right? You learn about shading, then you can add shading. You learn about color, and you can just keep improving and progressing and growing, taking on challenges and getting, building your confidence, or I call it your confidence. You know, sometimes, oh, I can't, and you'll struggle sometimes, but we can break it down. We'll break stuff down for you to make it a little bit easier. So we can break it down using ratios, looking at angles, looking at proportions. And if it's too hard, should be able to simplify. All right, let's finish up the hair. She's got two little bangs coming down. So we'll have the hair come down, and it comes down to a little point, and it curves down. So the hair's coming down, curves down, then it goes up. And then on this side, we'll draw her hair into like a bun, right? That shape there. And then on the opposite side, same thing. Look at how I'm building it up. I started off too small, but then I made it bigger. Just like a piece of clay. And that's what sketching is. You're just adding to it. Here we go. Shade it in. We'll start shading all that little parts in. Shading the hair in. Happy little child. There we go. Darken the outside. Oops. A little stronger line. There it is. And if I wanted to, a little bit of shade here and there. We do have the cheeks that are shaded. That looks good. I think that looks good. All right. Let's play it. Let's see what it looks like playing. Whoops. Let's go back. There it is. Let's play this. You can see what it looks like at time lapse. There's our shapes. We're adding the, oh, there it is. Step by step, the hair, and it's finished. Voila. Zoom in, zoom out, turn it around, clean it up. If we need to clean it up, we can still go in there and clean it up. There we go. That's the great thing about if we make a mistake, like let's say with digital, oops, you can undo or redo, undo, redo, not like with pencils, and you can erase, but you know, it does have its consequences. All right, let's go with another drawing. Can you zoom out a bit? Did I zoom out? Or is was that an old one? All right, let's do another drawing. It is 726. We still at the beginner level. Let's look at which cartoon face we're going to do next. I see them. I see them. These are going to be a little bit clearer. I think we're going to do this old man, unless we do have a request. We do have a request for Sonic. We might do a Sonic after this one. So let's see. I don't know if you want to do, I know Josh asked for Sonic, but All right, let me share my screen and we'll show you these drawings that are next. Here we go. But you also asked for the Eiffel Tower and you also asked for a different building, I think it was. So here we go. Let me copy the image address here. Let's put it up here. I think this this elderly gentleman right in here has some really nice shapes to him. So this is a little more advanced than the two little kids we just drew. There's 3/4 views. There's different things happening. That's what's going to make these a little bit more challenging because they're not front views. This is a 3/4 view. So let's see how that works. Let's zoom in on this gentleman here, the mustache. Let's zoom in a little more. There we go. And we can maybe take a request. We'll do this gentleman here. All right, let's break it down. So this is a little more challenging. It's always about taking on that challenge and seeing where we're at and where we're struggling. And if we need to, to practice, and get better at that. So we can see the height and the width. It looks like it's a little bit taller than it is wide. So if we do put that circle there, you can kind of see it, that like the circle fits here nicely and then the hair goes up there. Let's get that out of here. But the one oval that I really see, I see this oval shape right in there. And it's not a perfect oval. It does pull out on this side of the cheek and pull up a little bit more there. You can see that. And then up here, this other shape for the head. And this has a little bit of a slant to it. Right. But there's that oval shape of the head and then maybe another oval shape for the hair. Let's break some lines onto it. So you don't want to let the curves confuse you. There's almost a straight line here. And I would say even almost a straight line there. And another straight line here. And if we were to find the center of this here, find the middle, I would say that's about the middle. You can see this eye is right where that middle is, and then here where that middle is on that side. And you have all this space over here. Actually, that's from there. So yeah, this is a little more complex. So this is what's important right here, because this eye is like right, I would probably say on that center. And then this one, and there's this, looks like there's a slight angle. If we really want to get technical, you can see there's a slight angle. It's not perfectly vertical, a slight angle to it. And those are the little things you need to be looking for, especially when you want to aim for accuracy. You want to aim for accuracy. And then right in here in the middle, you can see how the mustache kind of fits inside that oval. All right, I think we're ready. You can see the ear in there as well. Let's do this. Let's do this character. Oh, let me put it in the chat so you can have access to this, and feel free to draw other ones. And then we'll draw. Ooh, we might, I don't know, Sonic's a challenge. Sonic is a challenge. I don't know if we might find another drawing that might be a little simpler. Here we go. Let's copy that, put it in the chat. There is something in the chat. Glasses, red hair gal is my avatar. Oh, is it really? Oh, there she is, right above the gentleman. Now that I'm up, there we go. All right, let's do this. Stop sharing. Here we go. All right, we're going to do it digitally again, unless we have some objections. Any objections? All right, let's do a new one. There we go. Let's do this. All right, so we have the, there's two parts to the face. There's that oval there. And then we have the other oval, or actually it's a little more of a circle, I would say, for the head part.
Can you share that link for us, please?
Yeah, you know what? I shared it with one specific person.
Oh,
I thought I had shared it with everybody. There we go.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I'll slow down a little bit to let you catch up. Sorry about that. I had somebody had messaged me, and Zoom remembers the last person that messages you. And, I thought I was messaging everybody. All right, so we have our oval. Now you want to notice with the oval how wide it is. It's probably 1.5 if we're looking at the ratios, because that's wrap. When we use wrap, we're looking at ratios. And if you're new, that's all you're doing. You're looking at ratios. How wide? Is it a circle? Is it a square? How many circles? So that's a ratio. So how wide it is compared to how tall it is. So I would say this is 1.5. You can see this is probably 1 right here. This would be a circle here. And this is probably a little bit more than a half of a circle. And if I draw another circle, 2 circles, right? Let's erase that or go undo, 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 undo. There we go. That's the ratio of that. It's not a circle. All right, so that's the ratio. And then we've got my circle that's on top of that. And we're looking at the structure, how it's the structure of it. Right in the middle, that's that axis line. Then we have the nose. The nose is going to be right in there on this side of that middle. It's about that big. And these shapes are a lot more complex. They're not centered. It's not the other shapes. The 2 other drawings that we did, they were symmetrical. This one's off center, 3/4 view. It's kind of like the Mona Lisa. And the Mona Lisa has a 3/4 view. All right, let's get this other ear in here. Other ear on that side. All right, and if you draw really lightly, that's probably best. Get your structure in really lightly, sketch it in, and then do the drawing on top. I can actually do another layer, and then what's awesome about Procreate, so I can create another layer, like I'm putting another sheet of paper over it, and then do the drawing on top of this, and I think that's what I'll do. Let's see, and let's take a look at the shape of this mustache. Shape of the mustache. Let's use the same brush. For some reason, it is not working. Oh, it's because it's white. The color changed. I was having that challenge. There we go. Let's go back. Okay, so the mustache is right in that area. There's a lot of shapes, but if you see this big shape here, that's going to help. That shape right in there. That shape, that's where the mustache is going to go. And then the mouth is going to go underneath that. So this is a good lesson. See the big shapes first. You want to see the big shapes. See those big shapes. Don't get confused with all the little mustache things. You want to see all that as one big shape. And then the mouth is another shape. All right. And then we'll put all the little shapes in. We're getting the structure of it. So we didn't know that this is in the middle is where the eye is, right there, right there. It's, probably a little bit higher. Erase part of that. Or I could have undone. I could have Control Z, undo. There's one eye, and then the other one is right about there. Not as big. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then we got the hair coming in. The hair is going to go right about here. A little more hair on it. And then the hair up here, up over it, as it wraps around the head. And then this head part coming up. Eyebrows, let's not forget the eyebrows. These eyebrows are like rounded squares or pushed up squares. One there, one there. Probably gonna have to, let's see. Probably gonna need a little more space for the hair. Proportion wise, I think the eyes go a little lower. I'm looking back and forth. I'm gonna bring the eyes a little lower. Eyebrows too, maybe. See, I can make these adjustments if I were to draw really lightly, just sketch really lightly, and then on top of this is where you do the drawings. Now here, this doesn't have any. Here we go. I'm going to add another layer. Do a plus to that, and I'm going to go darker now. Let's see. Yeah, that's another layer. Here we go. So let's go darker, and then draw right on top of it. So the nose, I have my guide. Here we go. Right in there, just like that. There's the nose. Goes actually goes a little further at the top. It's a little more rounded. Right in there, just like that. And then starting off with the nose. Let's get these eyes in there. Kind of like our first drawing of the night. There's that one. This one has a slight angle to it, just really slight, not even noticeable. I think that's good. And then it's got little bags. The little bags. Oh, I'm gonna have to make my brush size a little smaller. Right in there. Right in there. Now I have experience, but I'm no expert in Procreate. And it comes with practice. It just comes with practice. And playing with the tools and understanding them, and same thing with everything. And this nose is probably a little bit thicker here at the bottom because of the shadow. So it is wider. If we're noticing the width of lines, the width of the line, this one really has some thick lines. And usually cartoonists make the bottom a little bit darker to make it look like it's standing out a little more contrast. All right, we've got the eyes, we've got the nose. Let's get the eyebrows. The eyebrows are cool because it's like a rectangle, but then you just push on it. You push up, right? And that rectangle is more like a rainbow. Oh, there we go. There's one. And there's the other. There we go. We got our eyebrows in. Nose. Let's get that mustache in. Mustache is underneath the nose, and there's one major crease right here, right in the middle. That's a major one, and there's almost like the letter M in here. If you look, there's a letter M right in here like that. Notice that letter M. Boom, right in there, and then you just connect it. Let's see. There's the letter M. Here's the center. And then this has that little curve again, that just like the ponytail, has that same little ponytail kind of curve that our horse had. And it goes up just like that. I'm telling you, you'll see that. That's one of the common shapes, along with ovals, along with squares. You'll see them, circles. All right, there's another M on the other side. You'll see that M on this side, and then on this side we have this little coming this way, and then there's the M. So let's do the letter M, kind of coming this way, kind of. That's the M. All right, see, there's the M. Two little spikes, and then the outside of the mustache, kind of coming out like this. There we go. It's a Mario. So Mario wanted to break up with the princess. And he goes, "It's not the you, it's a me, Mario." One of the news reporters, the weather girl, kind of said that joke a couple of weeks ago. It's not you, it's me, Mario. All right, here we go. We're going to do the teeth. The teeth are underneath, right underneath these little hairs of the mustache. There we go. And let's get that mouth. It's going up around right in here, right in there. And if you draw lightly first, you can build up on it, right? You build up on your drawing. You sketch it out real quick, and then on top, then you do the drawing. Here's the mouth. Draw the tongue. Tongue, part of a circle, right in there like that. Then there's a little bit of a crease, a little bit of a wrinkle on one side, and underneath for the lip, right there. All right, looking good, looking good. All right, let's get going with the ear. Now, if you really notice, there's a little bit of an angle. If we look and notice that the all shapes have axis lines, and the shape and the axis of this ear kind of goes out at this angle because that's the A in wrap is angles, looking at angles. So if you do notice there's a little bit of an angle to it. If you get it, great. If you don't, that's okay. Next time, right? That's something you should be noticing till it becomes automatic. You don't think about it, you just do it, right? Drawing will become automatic, and then there it is. Just do it without thinking. It's like breathing, walking. When you first learned to walk, you know, it was tough. And you forget. And it was like, oh, that is what learning looks like. And then you get it, and it's like, oh, this is easy. You don't even think about it. Like my son, he always thought a zebra. Well, when you first a zebra, it was like 3 or 4. He was like 4. He goes, that's a horse. I'm like, no, that's a zebra. It's a. And then later I tell him, don't you remember that you used to say that was a horse? No, I never said that. There it is. So there's the inside of the ear. Inside of the ear, almost like the letter A. You got this goes a little parallel, and then you got the parietal. What's that name? That little inner part of the ear. Jessie. Where's she at? I think we wrote it down in our. What was that called?
I just remember the tragus, but that's probably not it.
That's what it is. That's what it
Oh,
is.
that really is?
Yes.
I remember
Tragos,
that from
tragos.
tragos.
Yeah, tragos. There. I was forgetting the connection we had. Now, what's cool about this is I can actually turn off the guides. I can turn off my layer 1, see, and you just see the drawing itself. And then I can actually color in. I don't know how to use the bucket tool to color in, like in Photoshop. I'd have to see how that's done. And I think this eye should have been a little bit closer. That's all good. All right, we're almost there. So these lines are really thick right here. This line right here, as it goes around the outer part, and I can go around and actually make it the line a little bit thicker here. There we go. As I go around here, see where I'm going to head up. Red lines. It's good to turn. I'm turning my canvas. There we go. Clean it up a little bit. All right. And then let's make it smaller again. Well, let's clean this up a little bit. Let's erase. There it is. All right, let's get the hair, and we're done. So the hair comes in. Notice it's going to start here, and then it curves, and it's in that area. So we got that over our sketch right in there. Oh, held it too long, made it a straight line. Oh, there it goes. Back to where I had it. And then you've got the little line there. So I did that line, and then the hair right on top. Did I change my, no, it's still there. It's not as dark as it was. Oh, because I changed the, you know what? I wonder if I can, no, I can't. I had moved, I was used to these controls being on the left side, and I just recently changed them to the right side. So what I did was I changed the opacity of this of the color. So he's got a little little hair sticking up in the back. And then I can already kind of imagine, you want to imagine what this is going to look like before you even draw it. I can already see how the hair is going to go. I'm going to have the hair in here. It's beginning with the end in mind almost. You kind of like want to draw it, see it, and then draw it. There we go. Right in there. Oops. Let's undo. There it is. It's trying to help me. Then the head. There we go. Reminds me of one of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And then the hair. right? You want to get the feel of this form right in here, the feel of this hair. And you can see I'm going actually even further out. Let's erase and try it again. There we go. There we go. Right in there. Bam. That looks good. Erase it a little bit. Erase this little part. There we go. Ta-da. And then let's get the grays in there. Gray's Anatomy. All right. And I can do color here. I can add a neck if I needed to and add other stuff. Or color. You know what? Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if I can do that. Let's see if I can. I remember seeing an artist. I don't know, getting a color and just dragging and dropping it. Drag and drop it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. That was cool. So that's how you do it. Drag and drop it in. There's the hair. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, we won't talk about color, but there it is. All right. We made it to our hour. This is our first hour. We're going to be taking on challenges the second hour. If you'd like to share, we have 10 minutes. If you'd like to share out your drawings, what you've got. And we're done with our first hour. For beginners here and a little bit intermediate. This was a bit of a challenge. So here we go. Anybody would like to share? Well, all right, let's go with Josh. Let's see what you got. How'd you do? Happy birthday. Is it your birthday today?
My birthday's in 2 days.
Oh, well, happy birthday. How old are you turning?
26.
Wow.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Thanks.
Birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
All right.
Realize I'm turning really old.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like I'm being a grown adult.
Yeah. This is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be.
Yeah.
Or the youngest. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Thank you for sharing. You got something else?
Yeah.
There you are. With the hat. Cool.
Characters of Pinocchio.
Yeah, and Geppetto. Hey, there's the new movie coming out with Tom Hanks. I was gonna say, hey, it looks like Geppetto. That's cool. That's using your imagination. That's awesome. All right, thank you for sharing. Happy birthday. Let's go, Jane. Jane, what you got? How'd you do?
Hey,
All right. There you are. Cute. Oh, you put them all together. Ooh, I like that cube there. Liverpool.
well, thanks.
I like the necklace, the girl's necklace that you added.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So it's about plussing your work. All right, great work, Jane. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
All right, now let's go, Jess. Jess, what you got? There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Ah, look at that. I love that size.
Life.
Happy face.
Yeah.
And then for some reason my Mario has like a giant peanut.
He has a what?
His head looks like a peanut, like really long.
Oh, yeah. The proportions, you changed that. Yeah, it was a little, it happens. Yeah. That's cool. You got to watch out for that. You changed the ratio a little bit.
Right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
excited.
So,
Thank
all
you.
right, thank you for sharing. All right, let's go with Ine. Ine, what you got? Let's see. You're gonna have to put your video. There you go. Ah, you colored them. Wow.
Wow.
I also did my homework
All
from
right.
last week.
There it is.
Man,
Wow, look at that. That's awesome.
this was really hard.
Yeah.
This
That was the last
very
drawing we did.
challenging.
The last
Yep.
drawing we did, but it looks good. Awesome. All right, we're gonna do more hands tonight.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Thank you for sharing. Let's go with
Thank
Jen.
you.
Thank you. Jen?
It booted me for a second and I rejoined and now it has me under a different name. I don't know why the other one is still there, but
Oh, should I close that one? Oh, weird.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see you now. Did you want to share your drawing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see you now. I see you over there. Oh, there you are. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. You really put some extra.
That is
solid
really
color.
nice.
Thank you.
All right.
Yay.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Let's go with Cindy. Cindy, what you got? All right, Cindy.
Sorry, I got mine. There we
Oh,
go.
there you go. All right.
I drew mine like they're family members. They're
Oh,
missing.
cool.
So this is the first one, and then
Can I see, can we see it up close a
You
little bit
closer,
more?
yeah, closer to the
oh,
camera.
sure,
There you go.
that's my first one. So it's like I
Uh-huh.
said, family members, you know, dirty face. And,
Uh-huh.
You.
Very
and then
cute.
here's the other little girl,
Oh, look at that.
Aw.
That's cute.
and there's this guy.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
Nice.
That's cool. You can see the expressions. That's so awesome. The expressions.
Yeah, it was fun. So,
Awesome.
Is that what did you use? Is that color pencil or crayon?
oil pastel.
These are, today I'm trying, it's Prismacolor pencils.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
It looks like a children's book illustration. It looks so cute.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm struggling because I don't have good dexterity. I have a hand issue, but I'm also struggling with these materials because I haven't found the right thing to draw with yet. So my head thinks it's going to come out one way and it comes out another, but I'm having fun.
It's beautiful.
That's the thing. That's about the journey. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. All right, let's go with Leanna. Let's see what you got. Let's see. There we go. All right.
Here. First, that's the sketch, and then in the background, right, is the
There you
image. Okay.
go.
And
Awesome.
that I really like the little girls, you know, because they're smiling and everything.
Uh-huh.
And guys, I'm going to share with you that I had surgery like 3 weeks ago,
Oh,
and I've been recovering really slow. And I'll tell you, I am climbing the walls with boredom. So I'm thrilled to pieces to be doing this tonight. So
awesome.
thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you for joining and thanks for your, I hope it, well, this is awesome. I know it's always fun for myself. And they say the creative mind is never bored, but yeah, look for pictures and break things down when you get the practice and start doing it on your own. Awesome. Good to hear. Hope a speedy recovery. Let's go with Haiti. Haiti, let's see what you got. Thank you for sharing. Haiti. There you go.
I'm coming.
That's all right.
All right, I'm sharing.
Oh, last week's.
From last week. Okay, wait, this way.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That's
Beautiful.
bravo.
Really
That is
solid.
It's my
good.
first
Very
time.
nice.
I love it. Okay,
Okay.
and then today's, I got it late, so this is my only one for.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I like the thought bubble.
Yeah, the thought bubble is awesome.
That's so cool.
That's
Do you,
it.
do you have a tardy excuse?
Your hand is amazing.
Ah,
Amazing.
sorry, teacher. I'm a teacher too, so sorry.
Really amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. All right, let's go with Peggy. Peggy, let's see what you got. Oh, cute. And I see the dog from last week. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little dog. Ah, there he is.
Yeah.
He also reminds me of the dad from, or is he the dad? I don't know who he is. From the Speed Racer, the gentleman. He's helped the mechanic. All right, thank you for sharing. Let's see, anybody else? Oh, Priyanka in the house. Let's see, there you go. All right. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I think my screen is pretty dark today.
Oh,
Can you see it?
except for
Is it?
no, it's not. No, yeah, there he goes. I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That is not. That's a different program. That's not. That's not.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Your sketchbook, or which one is that one?
I think it's sketchbook.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's sketchbook.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
What else we got?
And this. You
Ah,
see it?
yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Cute.
Cute.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? If you just joined us for the first hour, that's great. You're welcome to stick around the second hour. We're going to take on something a little more challenging. We had a suggestion, but let's take a look at what we've got and take on something a little more challenging. Oh, actually, I think we were going to go with Picasso. We had Picasso on tap. So this one's a little more challenging because it's an actual person. If you know who he is, not a lot of people know who he is. But Picasso says, everybody's born an artist. The challenge is remaining one. And definitely is a challenge because it's so easy. I know my granddaughter, they're like, okay, don't tell her no, and let her express herself. You know, and when she's scribbling on my walls and stuff, I could show you some other day. All right, so let's go. We're going to go with Picasso. You can see, I think I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen here. Let me copy this image address. All right, and let's put it over here. Paste it, Control V. There we go. There he is. All right, let's break it down. Now you can see the big shapes, just like all right, you're welcome, Anais. I always say take on the challenges, but that's fine. We're gonna do this one. Even if it doesn't come out, that's fine. But that's all right. Okay, so this one a little more challenging. You can see the oval shape there, that oval shape. And then this shape is a little bit, I would actually even use my lines on this one because this you can actually see this here and that there and this and that shape and maybe the chin. But there you go, just like that. Notice that, right? And then notice the middle, the proportions, right? We're looking at that. Notice the ear, how it fits in there. The ear is kind of circular. You know, you want to study what you're going to draw before you draw it. See how it's kind of all put together. One circle there, and this is like another circle there. Two circle shapes put together to make that ear. The nose is like an oval shape right in there. The attachments, the eye, definitely a round shape right in there. About that big. This one a little smaller. Right in there. So, and then yeah, there's the cheekbone going in there, pushing that out a little bit, that line in there. Let's see what else in there. The mouth is really low. Thank you for joining us. If you're starting to join us at this hour, second hour here, let's get going. Let's see. Oh, that's the line for the mouth. I try to find the center of the mouth, and then usually the proportion wise, the middle of the eye down is where that mouth is, but definitely the mouth is a caricature. The mouth goes really wide. Let's see how wide over here. It's hard to see right in the dark, but it's probably right about there, and that's the middle. And then the right side is a lot longer, and because our symmetry, the center of the face is right along that way. There we go. That's the center. Notice how the right is bigger, right? And then it's almost a 3/4. They're kind of like pushing the 3/4 face a little bit in there. All right, I think we're ready to do this. And notice the neck. Here's the muscles. Those are the sternocleidomastoid, and the whole thing is almost like a square shape in there. And then the shoulder kind of goes up. Ooh. All right, let's do this. And it looks like it was done digitally too. You can see the signature down here. It looks like this was probably a digital drawing. I can say that this is a digital drawing. Sometimes it's hard to tell. All right, let's do this. Stop sharing. We're going to do it again. Let's do this again using Procreate. Let's see if we can get this going here. Come on.
Did you say that was Picasso?
Yeah, that is Picasso.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is a caricature of Picasso. Screen side. There we go.
Well, Anya, did you get the link in the chat for everybody?
Oh, the link in the chat. Let's take a look. Oh, oh yeah, I didn't put that link in the chat yet. Put that there. Thank you. Oh yeah, no worries. Thank you for reminding me. Sometimes my brain, I'm like thinking, I'm like doing something new. It's something different. This is my first night presenting on.
This is all good. This is all good.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good to hear. All right. So getting the shape of the head that well, we got that color. Let's go with something more neutral. Changing this color. We can talk about color. We can talk about all that other stuff for the more advanced people. But really what's first is the structure. You want to learn to see the structure, learn to see the parts, and you have that egg shape again, right? The egg shape of that head. And then we've got the angles. There was the two angles. So I'm going to leave you with that egg shape first. And then it kind of comes out at this angle here, that angle there, and then that angle. And I'm just putting the structure in. I'm looking and seeing the angles. I'm looking and seeing the ratios, the height compared to the width, and even the whole height compared to the width of this whole shape, right? The big shape, this whole big shape, right? I'm getting that feel, and just with it, it comes with practice when you get the feel of it. And then the ear that goes in here, and the ear that goes in here. So it's two circles, that circle there, and that circle there. I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm starting to go a little faster because we are getting to the intermediate. Yeah, I should probably, what I should do is draw it really quickly so you can see and see who stays. But I don't want to lose you either. All right, so here we go. What's awesome about video, if you become a subscriber to the website, to the YouTube channel, you can fast forward or rewind, or you won't be able to ask questions, but that's what we're here for. Ask questions, be curious. How does it work? What are you talking about? What does tangent mean? Whatever it is. All right, so the nose is about this big in there. Right in there. I'm not worried about the details. I'm just trying to see the shapes and how they fit, how big they are, where they go. This eye right about there, this other eye. Oops, I'm going a little fast. Right in there. I'm just doing it. I'll go ahead and stop. But notice how they fit, right? And I'll probably, and I'm using a pretty big, a wide brush. I'm going to go probably a little more detailed in a second. There's a cheekbone right in here. See that cheekbone? That nose is fine right in there. All this detail, this eyebrow in here. There's the, it really doesn't have eyebrows, but he has the creases, the little wrinkles. That wrinkle in there. There's this one main wrinkle here. And another main wrinkle there. And I might have to go up a little bit higher with the hair, the head. Find myself doing that sometimes. And I'm looking back and forth at the picture, at the caricature, the finished drawing, and my drawing to see, where is it the same? Where is it different? Compare and contrast. Higher level thinking. Maybe teachers out there. Yeah, you're comparing and contrasting. You're seeing all these shapes and how they fit. It's a puzzle. It's just practice. You're doing it for fun. You're aiming at a target. We're trying to draw what we see. This is observational drawing. There's two kinds of drawing: observational drawing, and then drawing from your imagination. And then there's the creative drawing, which is actually the type of creative drawing, imagination. But it's just kind of like memory too. All right, I'm put the cheeks in here. Kind of go there. The mouth's gonna go way down here. And I'm doing that straight line. I'm doing it straight just to get everything kind of blocked in. I'm gonna add a little bit more of a curve on this side. I'm already curving that side. And I'm looking back and forth and seeing how it all fits. I think that looks good before I actually start inking this in. I think that looks good. I'm looking back and forth. There is an eyelid and other stuff in here, which I'll probably zoom in to do. All right. So that's pretty much it. Let's get the neck in there. The neck. And there's a V there. There's a little bit of a V. That's the sternocleidomastoideus. One of the longest muscle. I was at a concert and you can see somebody's trapezium. There was this guy, I don't know what he had, but you can see the trapezium on his head. It was really interesting. So this is the back of his head, and the trapezium goes like this, but you can actually see his trapezium go all the way to his head. It was really interesting. I was going to take pictures, but I didn't want to be rude. It was really interesting how it went up there. And then when he turned around, you could see his those muscles, the sternocleidomastoid as well. It's like, wow, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. And I was like this close to taking a picture. All right, so let's see. There's the shoulders. The shoulder kind of goes up. It's kind of hard to see. There's a shoulder here, and then it goes into like an arm or something. I'm not going to worry about it too much. All right, let's get into, I'm going to zoom in and really work on the eyes. Really work on the eyes. Try to get the eyes right. I'm going to start with this right eye, and then do the other stuff. I'm going to make the pen a little smaller. Let's do it on another layer. So let's add a layer plus. There we go. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do the pupil first. Let's get that pupil in there, and then go out from there. If I need to make the pupil bigger, I will. Let's move this over. Let's get it big. There we go. So the pupil. There we go. And it's not a perfect circle. It's actually, they've got it like an oval shape right in there. There's that oval shape. Now I'm going to adjust it, probably make it a little wider. Not so much of an oval. I'm looking at it. And what's cool about this is that I can go back in there and add more detail and stuff. I can see what they have. I'm going to try to keep it simple because I did go too far. I'm going to darken it all up, and I'm going to bring that highlight up. I'm going to use the eraser. Bring the highlight up because the highlight goes right to the top, right there, to the top. Let's go back in there and fix that. And there's the pupil right in there with the highlight at the top. Now, the eye, there's some really interesting little shading things going on. There's, I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to make this thicker. It is there is shades, but I'm not going to talk about the shades. I am going to simplify because we're talking to intermediates right now. We would talk about the values and talk about different things, but I'm just going to do this thick like this. Oops, undo. There we go. Picking it up right in there. And then drawing eyes and stuff like that. That's, yeah, definitely. All right. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer, a little down. And I'm looking at it, and I think I can probably make the eye a little bit bigger still. And that's just looking back and forth. And I can see I can make this adjustment, make the eye a little bigger. There it is, fit in there. Because what I'm doing is I'm looking at this white part of the eye, and seeing how it fits in there. See, I'm looking at this space and then seeing how that kind of curves out. I'm going to go up here, bring that. There we go, right in there. That's it. Bring this, smoothing this out a little bit. There is an eyelid, the thickness of that eyelid right in there. I'm going to have to lighten it up. But there's that eyelid that kind of goes around up in there. Kind of like that. Right here. All right, so we'll do hands next. Hands are the buildings. Try to decide. Let's see. So I can see it. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can see what that looks like. Even turn it upside down. That kind of helps find mistakes, look at things with a fresh eye. But yeah, there's an eye. Can zoom in, zoom out. I like that. I'm gonna erase. I want to see if I can. No, I can't erase because it's on a different layer. I'm gonna go ahead and white it out. Like that. Oh, there we go. And just color it in white because that's it's actually an off-white, I think. The eyelid is light right in there. I am simplifying. I can go into the different values, but I won't. It's fitting in there. There is some value stuff going on that I do have. I just automatically doing it. So don't worry if you don't get it. Yeah, because we really haven't talked about value. Somebody talked about shading, asked about, let's do shading. What's more important than shading is getting the structure right. Afterwards, then you can add the shading, the lights and the darks. Although that's important. There's that. Because that would bring this lighter. Like right in here, all this is lighter. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody has that yet. So here's the this is the thickness of the bottom eyelid. And it kind of goes up and disappears. And then there's an eye, the bag of the eye. The bag of the eye. Here we go. Notice how it fits in there, this bag. I'm just gonna, just do that like that. I wouldn't go this dark. If we're looking at values, that's something different. It would be, but I'm doing that more of a drawing than a rendering, because this caricature is rendered. It is rendered. It's rendering, which I'm doing a little bit, but not explaining. All right, so let's, that eye looks good. That eye looks good. I'm happy with it. And the placement and the size looks good. All right, now I'm gonna get this wrinkle. It's going down here, right in the middle, and then comes up, and then comes out. Comes out right about there. And yeah, that wrinkle. There's one there. There's one right in the middle on this other side. It's coming. Oops. Oh, it's one of the guides. I was messing with the settings. That's what it is. It's one of the guides. If I hold it too long, see, oh, it made a nice curve. Huh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner, more mechanical. I like this rough look. So there's one wrinkle and then one more wrinkle on this other side, right about there. Right there. There we go. You can see how it fits. Look, I'm zooming in, zooming out. Get those three wrinkles. All right, let's get this. The other eye is right in there. All right, I'm going to get the pupil. So I'm looking at this eye and I'm looking at this eye here, and it does come down, and it's really important to see the relationship. Oh yeah, I can do that. This relationship from here to here and then here to here. Right there we go. Those two lines, that really helps. I can see there's a slight angle down, and this is where the eye, that pupil is going to be right about there. I can sketch it in there. I'm gonna have to do it again because I want to get rid of my guides. Right there. So right about here is where that other eye is going to be, right in there, that size. This one is a lot more rounded. I'm going to go ahead and just shade it all in and then erase the highlight on the top. There it is, right about there. Erase the highlight, finer point. The top. There it is. All right, let's go back to the brush. Okay. So now I'm going to do the All this side is in shadow, but it's really interesting. I'm going to go right over it. And the left side is a little bit bigger. Oh, that's good. Notice how close it is on this right side. Notice that space, and then notice the space on this side, the left side. And then the eye, the bottom kind of comes down and almost to a point. Almost to a point. Like that right in there. Notice how it fits. All right, let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Right in there. Look at those eyes. These eyes. All right, here we go. On this side, you don't really see the eyebrow, the eyelid, but it's on that whole area right in here. And then when we go to shading it, yeah, that's all going to be shaded. Oh, this will be interesting to color. I'll color it really quick. So if you get this black line drawing, that's great. That's level, that's intermediate to advanced in structure. And then if you're studying value or shading, I'll go into that a little bit. Somebody asked for it. I don't know if that person is here. But that's definitely intermediate to advanced. Already thinking about the embellishments is what I call it. The embellishment, you're embellishing. All right, so the bag on the left eye, right about in there, there's that bag. It lines up with the one on the right, maybe a little bit lower. You gotta almost have to see this as one piece. You have to see this like one piece, like this. You have to see this big shape and look back and forth. See that, those two lines? That's gonna help you make it like one drawing, not like you have one eye over here, one eye over there. Right. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna leave the eyes on here for another second, and then I'm gonna go in and go ahead and start with the outside, because I need to fix this left side a little bit, because now I can see, like on this left side, this right here is the part of the eye, the bone. What is that called? Here it is. This part right in there, that part of the skull, the brow, that little brow. There's a little brow right there, and then here on this side you have the cheek coming out on here. So got the brow and then the cheek. I'm gonna go like that. There we go. I'm making it more of a drawing than a rendering, but I'll do both. I'll make it more of a rendering in a minute. All right, let's do this forehead. Before I actually, let's try to see the form of it because I can always add more. I can always add more if I need to add them, size to it. But we already have this, and I'm happy with this, and I know this is good. So I'm gonna see these shapes, and I'm gonna start adding to it, because this here is that, not eyebrow, but the wrinkles on the forehead. That's what it is. This first wrinkle, right? And the first little shade that's already turning into shading. And I'm noticing that space and how it fits. There's one. There's the other one. Comes in here like that. And actually, it's probably a little closer. I'm squeezing it in. Let's erase that. Huh. Shouldn't erase. So even here, I can actually go on top of lighter and darker. That's good right there. And then here, I can see that brow here. And here it actually goes one more. There's one more right in here, right about there, right about there, right about there. I think that's good. And this is where I add the head. I can get that form, and somebody was talking about getting that, making it solid, that solid form right in there. I can really feel the skull in there, that shape, because I can see it. I don't know, the way I can see this whole shape. And that just comes with practice. You might not get that solid drawing at first. A little bit of a flat side on this side. There we go. On this side. That looks good. And we got, let's add the ear. Ooh, I erased by accident. Oh, I can redo. Ah, amazing technology. We live in incredible times. We sure do. People take it for granted. They're the best of times or the worst of times, but I think it's incredible. All right, looking good. Looking back and forth. I'm checking my other parts of the drawing, kind of getting into detail. I usually, well, I've got my medium-sized shapes. I'm looking back and forth. I'm happy with what it's looking like. Maybe we should find a picture of Picasso next so you can see what he looks like or looked like. He actually passed away in 1973. 1973. I was, how old was I? I was alive. Back in 1973, I was. Here we go. So we got our two shapes for the ear, two circles at number 8. And looks really good. I'm looking back and forth. I'm happy with it, but I'm going to just go ahead and outline it, making it more of a line drawing. And that's fine. That helps you, because then afterwards I'm going to make it a rendering, and it's going to blow some of you away. Like, what? You're not at that level, or some of you are. And that's the next level, the values, the lights and the darks and the shading. All right, so here's the inner ear, the inner part right there. And it's got a tragus. Kind of goes right in there like this, his tragus. And kind of comes down and make it like that. Actually, there it is. I'm happy with that. All right, so there's the ear. Oh, and there's this little Y part, the Y part. There's a little line I'll put right in there like that. All right, let's do the nose. So the nose is really bulbous, really bulbous. So the nose, I would say there's one little part right here, one little part right there, and then the roundedness of the nose, this roundedness of the nose, right in there. I am cutting out. So if you see this roundedness here, this is one part, and then the nostrils would be another part. You got to learn to see the parts and the whole, parts and the whole, right? And the whole and the parts. That's it's not a joke, but it's silly. Because seeing it together, then now I can erase it here. Because you got to learn to see the parts and learn to see, the whole. And that just comes with practice. There. Oops. Let's go with thicker line. There we go. Ooh, too thick. It's already doing some of my rendering because I'm not pressing as hard, but it's a thicker line. All right, there he is. It's looking like him. All right, I think that looks good. That's the nostril, the nose, the wrinkle coming up here. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. And yeah, see, I'm messing with values. See how that's just like a little value in there? If I would really want to help you, I would make that smaller and more solid, right? See, you would see where that line is. But because of rendering, there's subtle shades, a little bit of a hole there, and then it goes up and over like that. Right in there. That little wrinkle. And that little curve. So I know there's that muscle there. Comes down. All right, that looks good. The other side. More of a curve around the mouth. Right in there like that. Oops. Oh, well, that was one stroke. Just went back and forth. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. All right, so we got those. What were those lines called? Everything has a name. Parts and whole. What are those parts called? Those wrinkles. And they do have a name. All right. So now I'm going to do the outside part. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to go with the flow. Follow it along.
It says nasolabial.
Nasolabial.
Yeah, labial fold.
And then yeah, labial fold. Yeah, and then this has another name too. That that part of the nose, and it's not really a strong line. It's really soft. This is really soft in here. I would, and the width. When you're first learning, seeing that softness and getting soft edges, that's where that's the
Philtrum.
Yeah, the philtrum. And
Google.
Yeah. And that's what rendering is about, when you get the soft, that philtrum here in the middle, but it's got a soft edge to it. And depending where the light is coming from too, the light is from top right. The light is coming from the top right. It's interesting. But if I were to do this as one line for drawing it, it would probably be a little bit small. Yeah, about that big. Yeah, right there. There's a little bit of a dip in it. And now I can put the lips in. I can put these lips in. All right, so I know this is kind of pretty much the center. Looks really good. I can put the top lip up, down, up. It really comes down and then and out at the end. Right in there, just like that. Up and down. Gets lost in the shading all in there. But something like that. And then the center, right in there. And if somebody asks you, who's that? Oh, it's Picasso. Well, actually, a lot of people don't know who he looks like, what he looks like. So, and if you look at my drawings, this because they're caricatures of the ones that I did of the yeah. You kind of until I say who it is. Oh, it's Malcolm in the Middle. I'm like, oh yeah, you can kind of see some of the features of the characters. But yeah, I would have to do it a little bit more, a little practice, a little more. And plus, I was watching it from TV. I was doing it off the TV. All right, I think this is looking really good. If I don't say so myself. I think the proportions are looking really good. The placement, everything's looking really good. If you're getting it, great. If you're not, it's okay. Hang in there. It's about the practice. You can see about how I did it. It's about the how, right? That's more important, because then you just practice the how and you'll get it. It's about process and progress and you'll get it. All right. So the bottom lip right in there, I'm noticing the thickness of it. And actually, there's a little bit of a thickness there. It comes up, how it fits. Right in there. Oh, look at that. And then the chin, takes it in the chin, right in there. And there's other wrinkles and stuff going on, but I'm gonna try to simplify it. Yeah, there's other stuff going on. But if you get this shape, this is this shape in here, how the feel of that, almost like getting a piece of clay and putting it on there. There's a little bit of a jowl, a little more of a jowl in there. And then the right side. Going along there. Ah, Yelena. Yelena's not here. Missing her. All right. And there's a little bit of, I guess, a wrinkle or indentation on this side. And it's not totally dark. I mean, it's just, I'm shading it in. This is where I'm not going really hard, because it's really, I could go darker, but this is your first lesson in values. All right, using all your values. I'm going to go ahead and start shading this in a minute. You'll see what I mean. I'm going to do it on a different layer too. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. There it is right there. I'm looking back and forth. What else would I change? What else would I add? I would from Spain, España. His dad was an artist. So actually his dad was an art teacher. That's how good of an art teacher he was. No, he you know, it's just exposure and doing it. He took it to a whole other level. He could draw realism. It's really about the ideas and cubism and not aiming for realism. Realism is just, you know, something to shoot for, get your skills up. So then when you have an idea, you can, you know, go outside of the box, go outside of realism. And
That is so good, Eladio. I
Yeah.
have to work on mine a little bit more. I'm going to finish it for homework.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. And it's just
that
practice.
is really good.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just watch, wait, I'm gonna start shading it now. I'm gonna start getting the values in here. So values and lights and darks. I'm gonna add another layer. There we go. And I can't really read the artist's name. I don't know. Wish I'd give this person props, but all right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just start shading. There's a lot of shadow in here, and I haven't changed anything except the size and maybe the opacity. Bring down the opacity a little bit. Still using that black, but all in here, not too dark. In here is dark. In here is dark. I'm just shading it now. Just gonna go in here and start shading all this dark area. Let's see, and I can shade really quick with this. This is where technology has the advantage. And this is another layer. So if I want to go light, I can't like this. I have to actually put white on top. There it is, to erase that guide nose. And then in here too, this is all, there was white in there. Yeah, another artist that was from Spain is one of my favorites is the crazy guy. I am not crazy, Dali. What does he say? Dali is not crazy. Dali, Salvador. He's not crazy. There. So I'm just gonna start shading stuff in. And this is knowing where the lights are, the different values, the nose, the roundedness of that nose. A little too much. There we go. And understanding form. Understanding form. See, like the light shines there, and then it goes darker on this side. And this actually takes time. If you're using a pencil or using other stuff, this takes time to get all this shading stuff in. I mean, we'd have to have like a whole lesson of just and time talking about the different values and stuff like that. And that's, you know, there we go. Get some more of that shades in here. Probably another shade, pushing the values. And I'm building up my values. I'm building them up. Building up the shading. Building it up. Building it up. A little bit more, a little bit more. See, it's all in here. Yeah, and I was telling somebody, I don't think he's here. Mike, are you here? Michael? No, he's not here. You got to see like a dog. Dogs see in black and white. They don't see color. Bulls as well. Bulls really don't see in color. Bulls, yeah, people do the red in Spain. Speaking of Spaniel, they do the whole bullfighting red not flag, but the red blanket or whatever it is. But the bulls are colorblind. Darker in there. Bring some of those darks a little darker. Bring it down a shade. Looking back and forth. There's only so many shades. Now this is black and white. These are values. You want to see that first, and then what comes next is color, just like I did with at the beginning of the class. I showed this, and then you would add once you see values and practice values, then would come color. Then you start focusing in on color. That's understanding color, because values, one of the properties of color, and get to learn that value, learn that property, and then it helps when you're trying to mix colors, because now we can actually just go in here and start getting some color on top if we really wanted to. You can see that right in here, you can actually see value, light and dark, and intensity. That's the other property of color. Right in there, maybe. Trying to match it. Oh yeah, right in there. That's good. Match right in there. Start to add color. That's if I wanted to. I don't know. It would be a while. It's a whole other thing now. I want to add color. I would do it on another layer. And let's just add a little bit of color. A little bit. There he is. All right, it's 8:39. It was quite a challenge here. A little bit of color on the blue side of that. I was in Riverside. Looked at the Cheech Marine Center and looked at some of the work there. My friend's work is in that museum. I'm like, hey, my neighbor's work is in that museum. I'm like, oh, my work should be there. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's I can add some color to the background. See. Almost looks like a watercolor. It's really cool. It feels, amazing. Not too hard. So you can just press it lightly and then just press it a little bit harder. Get a nice little gradient on there. All right, there it is. So yeah, and it didn't show you the layers. I can turn off this layer and you can see the difference. Like it's getting lit up. Right, you should be able to see, and that's the next level, right? So you have structure, and then you have the values, and then color. All right, color intensity and stuff. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da. All right, let's go on to that. What's the YouTube channel link? All right, let's put it in the chat. It's if you go to our sketchbookheroes.com, sketchbookhero.com. I'll show you. And then we'll go see what we're going to do next. All right, so here we go, share. So if we go to sketchbookhero.com, sketchbookhero.com, and that takes you to this page. And there's our videos. If you click on one of the videos right here, actually where it says YouTube, and there we go. Once you're here, SpongeBob, once you're here, you want to go to here where it says Sketchbook Hero. Click on Sketchbook Hero, and there's all the videos. Click on videos, You'll see all the videos right there, other drawings that we've done. We've been here for over a year. Look at drawing eyes stuff. I'm going to organize these, cut them up soon. I say that, but we'll see. All right, we got 25 hardcore heroes here. It's almost 9 o'clock. Let's get going on. I'll put this in the chat. You can subscribe. Our subscribe numbers are going up. We have how many subscribers now? We're like 30 something now. Oh, 39. We're almost going to hit 40. Who's going to be 40? Who's going to be 40? Let me put that in the chat. It'll be the 40th one. Oh, I see a hand up. Oh, no, that's, yeah, you lower your hand. Let me put it in the chat. Chat. Where's the chat at? There we go. There's somebody asked for the YouTube channel. There you go, Jen. There we go. There's the YouTube channel. And the last couple of ones I've been wearing a hat. And the first, all the other ones I haven't been. And I need to change those cover ones. Oh, the bug one was fun. All right, let's do this. All right, what's the next drawing? All right, I don't know who's here. We did these faces, we did those faces, that was fun. Ooh, the landscape, here we go. So we have a couple landscapes. I did want to point out the, and then we do have the hands to do too. I think we should do the hands and then the landscapes. All right, but I want to break the these buildings apart. All right, here we go. Tantric dancing. Where's the group? Oh, I know what I can do here. Oh, no. There it goes. I see the ovals. No. Trying to find my group. Is that the one? I'm not playing palette. Oh, weird. Oh, there we go. Figure drawing. Oh, there we are. We're getting close to 3,000 members. Thank you. All right. Yeah, it'll go up as soon as I start advertising. I haven't really advertised. It's still a lot of things I'm working on. So I don't really want to advertise until I have those things kind of like running smoothly, and appreciate people kind of like hanging in there when things don't go smoothly. There we go. This is tonight. Oh, no, this is next week already. Oh, we got to go to the past ones. All right, so we're going to be drawing, let's see, the suggestions for today. Where were we at? There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to point these out, these couple of these out. So here on this one, this is really interesting. When it comes to perspective, you guys find the vanishing points and where the vanishing points are. So perspective is simple. It's simple. It's the simplest thing. It really is not hard. How do I say it? It is hard, but it's simple. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. So let's go to annotate this. So when it comes to things to look for, the first thing you want to look for is your horizon line. Your horizon line is your eye level. So there's a horizon back here, and I'm thinking it's right about there, the horizon line. You can kind of see that. Now you get a really good clue as far as the horizon line with when your lines go to it. The mountains go above it, and sometimes it hides. But if we go here and then follow that down as much as possible, it goes right on my face on that right side. So I'm going to follow this line right about there. So that's the vanishing point here, right on my face on this side. And then on this side, the vanishing point is, it's going to be on the horizon line, which looks like it's a little bit higher than what I've got there. But let's see, right about there, I would say, yeah. And then this line right about there. Oh, you know, that's wrong. Can't be, this is not the right line. That's fine, because this one's going to go. The problem is, there it is, that one's good. The problem is this roof is not straight across. I can't use that line. This is parallel with this side, but this is not parallel. You can see it actually starts going down. This is the line we want. There we go. That's the one that goes to that point on the other side. That's the vanishing point. So there's two vanishing points. They're off our screen. Here's our screen. And that's why it's difficult, because sometimes you don't see it and you want to put it in there, or you want to put your vanishing points close together, but the vanishing points are really pretty far apart. All right, so and that's basically it. Let's see what else goes to that. Let's see if this goes to that vanishing point. Well, look, it does. Oh, this line right here, I don't know. Let's see what else. I can actually, what's cool is I can just go here and I can just, you know, bring it around. Look at that. These two legs kind of line up. You'll see other things line up to that vanishing point as it goes up. And the window, the top and the bottom goes to that vanishing point on the right. Everything on this side goes to the top and the bottom goes to the vanishing point on the right. The verticals stay vertical, which means things that are straight up and down stay straight up and down. That's vertical. See all your angles, ratios, angles, proportions. This is why angles are important. This is like angles on steroids. This is the next level on angles, perspective, right? Look at this is all vertical. All your verticals are vertical, straight up and down, right? Angles. And then notice these other angles. This angle is should be going to my face as well. So this angle here should be going to my face. And let's see. Oh, there's probably a little bit of curve to it. And it should be more or less there. And then this one should be probably going to that vanishing point. Oh, look, it does. That Pepsi up there. Bottom. Right there. The middle. Right there. Right. If everything's parallel, then yeah, that's it. This might have another vanishing point actually way up on top as it starts, you know, a 3-point vanishing point, but we won't talk about that. All right. I just wanted to break that apart so you can show you the perspective there. And then somebody suggested another picture. Let's see. Oh, that one. Yeah, that one's good. This is Nighthawks by Edward Hopper. Let's see. Let's do the same thing real quick. This one I'm going to do a little faster because you already got the idea. And it's, yeah. So there's going to be a vanishing point on the left side. If we were to draw this, I mean, there's a lot of little detail in here. There it is. So the vanishing points away. That's actually even off my screen. They're right there. All these lines are going to that vanishing point that's off my screen. And they would go to the middle, which would be the horizon line. And you got your verticals. And this line here, interestingly enough, breaks the rules. Actually, it doesn't break the rules. It goes to the other vanishing point on the right because it's inside. So this line here goes to the vanishing point on the right. This one will go to the vanishing point on the left. Well, they probably exaggerated a little bit because it shouldn't meet up just yet. And artists will do that. Sometimes they don't follow the rules. They just kind of get the feel of it. Sometimes they exaggerate on purpose. They can get a sense of depth. There we go. That's it. These lines here would probably go that line on the right. All right, that's it. All right, what are we going to draw? What are we going to draw? Oh, we're going to do the landscape. Oh, no, hands. Let's draw the hands and then the landscape. Let's do that. Hands and then landscape. So, that's here. There we go. All right, so we're going to draw some of these hands. We'll try to draw them pretty quickly. We did hands before. I really like these other hands, and there's some vanishing points here on this one, there's a vanishing point, like probably over here on this right side. All these lines would go to it. I'm not going to do it. It'd be good to, if you could break it down on your own. You can get a sheet of paper and put it on your screen and see if you could find the vanishing point, or do it in a magazine, find a picture of a magazine. It's a good exercise. And it's a good step to drawing stuff in perspective. All right, there we go. These hands right here. These eyes. Let's see, copy image address. I don't want that. Let's add a new one. Paste. Duck, duck. Let's duck, duck, go there. There we go. There's a slight angle to this paper. It's at an angle, but you can see how the artist breaks it down. Notice how it breaks it down, just like I tell you guys and gals, the structure. Notice the structure. Notice the shape, the angles, right? The artists do this, but I've never heard anybody explain it the way with rap, ratios, angles, proportions. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Look at the angles. Look at that 90-degree angle on that fist, right? This is broken down really nicely. This is actually I really like this one. You know, you want to draw these on your own. All right, let's get this in the chat first. Copy it, and I think we might, I don't know, I think we might just draw one of them. Paste, because it's already going to be 9. All right, that's in the chat to everyone. Yes. Oh, here's something to look for. This one. Actually, let's draw this one. I like this one. All right, so they actually really even made this thumb a little more solid form, like a cube. What they don't point out is this angle here, and this is a good angle to look for when you're drawing this. From the knuckle down, notice, actually it is pointed out there. This angle there. Oh, we've got that angle there, and trying to see the ratios. But that angle there, and then this is a little straighter, yeah. And then the thumb underneath. There's a slight angle on these fingers to the side. All right. Feel free to throw stuff in the chat if you have questions, if you don't, if you want to repeat something, or if you say, hey, do that hand. Or if you want to do a private message to me, say a private message, say, hey, let's do the fist, do this, do that. That's all right. I won't say your name. I might, I don't know. I shouldn't. All right, here we go. So we'll do this hand right here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. I think I already zoomed in. You can kind of see, I kind of pointed it out. We got these angles here, and it's almost a square. If we see that same height, same width, right? We can see it's a little bit wider. It's a little bit wider. That's not quite. If we actually take the thumb into consideration, you'd have to probably pull it in a little bit to get that square shape. Get that square shape. Yeah, that's probably more of a square right in there. Oh. All right. Ooh, look at this hand. Oh, those hands are fun. Yeah, these hands are good. These hands are good. I think last week we were trying to find some hands. And I think the other hands were good too. All right, let's do this hand, and then we'll do the landscape, and then we'll do, actually you'll have a choice. We can do the landscape. So we'll see, we'll get to vote. Oh, I just lost it. You can choose the landscape. We can see if we can get to the cat or one of these buildings. And that'll take a while. So we'll take a vote. You have a vote from these 3. You know, the landscape, the buildings, or the cat. One of these 3. All right, we'll give you a choice. Whoever's here. All right, at the count of 3. If you want to do a private message to me, that's fine. All right, so we'll get a choice, but we're going to do the hand first. So let's do the hand. I think we already have. All right, Cindy, we'll see you. Hope to see you next week. Yes. All right, let's do this hand. We'll do the hand real quick. And oh, there's Picasso, Pablito. Oh, we didn't look at a picture of him. Yeah, so much to do. All right, here we go. All right, so it's it's the same height, same width. Make my brush smaller. Make my adjustments here. I like gray. You know, it's the same height, same width. Even if I use a circle, I know that that's a 1 by 1. but it's not really, I think a square would actually help us out more. Right, that square, how they did it. And then we've got the that angle for the knuckle, right about there. It comes up to that knuckle. And then there's our square. It looks like a little house. Look at that. It's like a little house. We have our square, and then we have that, the roof. And then, yeah, that's not, all right, and then you have this other angle that's like coming up that way. And what else? All right, thank you, Anne Francois. Have a great weekend, a great week. All right, and then let's see, we're gonna, the knuckle, this middle knuckle is where we have the middle finger kind of comes up to it, and there's a slight angle to it. Right in there like that. And there's more stuff happening. There's a lot of little puffiness and stuff. Like here, I might have to bring the thickness. So once I have the middle finger, then I can kind of see that width, and making sure my fingers are all kind of the same width, especially the middle finger and the index finger, these two fingers. The other ones actually get a little bit thinner. You can see they get a little bit thinner. So the ratio does change for them. It could get a little bit thinner. And right about there. I am simplifying. I'm not going exactly. There's a lot of detail and stuff. All right. There's my fingers. They're going to kind of go in there. And then the thumb off this this line here, we're going to go out, then down, and then back up these angles. It's kind of like a U-shaped rectangle that opens up, trapezoid shape, like right in there. That's the structure. That's the structure. Now that I have the structure, then I can actually go in with the detail and all that stuff. I'm going to go from left to right, and then just go ahead and I'm going to go darker. So I'm going to go pretty fast. So I'm going to leave it on here for another couple seconds, and then I'm going to go pretty fast and just go over this whole thing. And this is what I would do. I just sketch it out like this when I was learning. And then then afterwards, you don't even need to do that, but you should. This is what you should see, or do a combination of this. All right, here we go. I'm going to bring this angle, oops, this angle down a little bit more. Let's see how dark I'm going now. This goes here. Oops. It's got a guide on. Let me go to my settings. Preferences, and see. There's a dynamic brush scaling. Gesture controls. Oh, is it this one? Apple Pencil, Touch. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so then the pinky goes in here. It's right about there. And then there's a little bit of overlap. This coming over that shape. And this finger, there's a little bit of a curve there. Right there. And then next one, a little bit of curve at the top again. It does curve to the right a little bit. Then there's a little bit of that form, that drawing that we did last week was really good, and in showing the the form of the fingers, the little sausages. And you can go overboard, but that's okay. When you're first doing it, it's actually good to go overboard and exaggerate, because then you get the feel of it, and then you just don't exaggerate as much anymore, but you got a good feel of those sausage fingers, and that's fine. I don't know, I think I remember hearing one of my art teachers saying, don't make sausage fingers. And like, no, you have to do the sausage fingers so you can get the feel, and then you don't do it anymore. Just like, okay, I see, I feel the sausage, but don't exaggerate it. Like this like here, I'm putting that form in there for this index finger. And yeah, be aware of the sausage fingers. It's like, okay, you know, it's like you turn the dial up, and then you can turn the dial down. And if you need sausage fingers, then you put the sausage fingers. Here, I'm putting these knuckles in, and they're almost straight lines, or the artist did these straight lines. It kind of helps. And there's some shading. Yeah, there's a slight shade. I'm going to put the slight shade. I'll try to simplify it. There's one shade there. Then another shade on this side. A little bit of shading. And there's a little bit of shading here too, underneath, or on the pinky. And all this is shaded in here, pushing this back. There. And underneath the index finger, a little bit of shading that pushes that back. And then a little bit of shading on the right. Right there. And then let's get that thumb in. What I really like about this thumb is he breaks it into a cube. So you've got this back part of the cube, and then you've got this angle right here, that little part. So let me see, this is like a cube right in here, that cube shape. I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to exaggerate what he has. There's the nail, but it would be this angle as well. And he does curve it a little bit, but you can kind of see that cube shape. And that's that exaggeration. Oops, I think I went too far. Yeah, I did. Let me bring that back. So it goes in right about there. Yeah, I went too far. Like Vicente said, me fui muy lejos. It's a song in Spanish. Me fui muy lejos. There we go. And I can clean that up. I can use the eraser, I think.
I get you.
All right, there it is. All right, then just clean it up. That's a good little practice hand. You can practice the other hands, do it on your own. I mean, you can, that's some good stuff there. Just try, and it's okay if you don't get it. You know, we did break the hands down last week. That video is up. Actually, that video is up on the web channel. I put it up. Actually, that was the fastest video that has gone up. I think I put it up the next day. I think this video I'll put up the next day, tomorrow. I can just put them up now. I don't worry about editing. When I was worried about editing, that made a difference. But all right. So if this wrist were to come out, oh, the hands that are next are actually really interesting. Depends on how the angle. But I would probably say that this angle would probably be maybe even a little more like that. It depends. That would be more of a cylinder shape. Here's a cylinder shape. So start looking for forms. This would be a form, cylinder form. Yeah, actually, interesting. Probably be a little more. You can see, yeah, that form there. And the contour lines. These are the contour lines. And you'd have contour lines here as well, maybe going this way. It depends on the direction. These contour lines, it would definitely go that way. All right. Let's all right, so we're gonna get to vote. Let's vote. You're gonna do the landscape, the cat, and call it a night. Let's see. Let's go to share my screen. It's getting warm in here. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do it pretty quickly. We can do the landscape number 1, landscape number 2, the cat, or the one of these buildings. There's actually quite a few. One of the buildings, or oh, where's the other hands? There were some other hands that were really cool. Yeah, we didn't put those hands out. Those are really cool. These are a little more challenging as well. But there's that hand. That's the basic hand. We went over this last week or the week before. And then these hands right here. These hands are really nice because they have. There's a little bit of foreshortening there. A hand going out into space, and then some of these angles. This is like a 3/4 view for the fist. This one's coming forward. This one's at an angle, 3/4 to the side. This one's also coming forward.
Nadia, can you drop this in the chat? This link?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
practice. This would be great.
sure,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yeah, this is a good one. And then I had a book last week. Let me see, copy image address. All right, I'll throw this in the chat. All right. Ooh, all right. We're getting some people requesting landscape 1, landscape 2. Everybody's, we got 1 vote for each. All right. So we're getting 1 vote for each. So we need some tiebreakers. All right. We're going to end up fighting here. No, this is what I want. This is what this should be going on in the chats in meetup chat. Hey, I like that one. Well, we should really draw this. And then, all right, I'll read the chat and then say, okay, this is where, you know what I actually would like to do is I'm going to do a survey and form, and people who are dedicated, people who are here, take your suggestions and help you get to where you want to be. That's helps the most, because like, oh, I want to, how do you know, how do you draw hands? We can draw hands. We can keep drawing hands or whatever. All right, and I can focus on people who are here more regularly. All right, Jessica, what do you want to draw? Who else is here? Let me see.
I'm here. Oh, that I like the watercolor.
You like the watercolor? Which, this one? Or because that's water. Yeah, these are watercolors. Actually, there's a really good video at the bottom.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, there's a really good video. Actually,
What's that style called?
The style? Oh, the style. You know what? I don't know. It's just like an urban landscape kind of thing. It's watercolor. It's a watercolor style because it's watercolor. You can actually see that his watercolor. He does pen and what ink. It's mixed media because he uses ink. There it is. This is watch. It's actually
Of making the new story from watercolor illustrations. I already finished the whole series. I wanted to do at least 10 illustrations to make it a nice.
I'll put this in the chat. I have it on double speed. But you can see he sketches it out in pencil. And then he inks it in. And then he puts it in, I think he puts it in Procreate. And then he also does watercolor. He does both. Interesting.
So when again I find that I want to do some shops, I have a full list.
That's the longest lead ever.
It's the what?
The longest pencil lead.
Oh yeah. I'm glad
Does he have a special sharpener for that?
It's a blade.
Or yeah, I guess I might would use that.
Yeah, you would use a blade. That's what I use. I use a blade. And that's you get the most out of your pencil with using a blade instead of a sharpener. Because then you can get your pencil the way you want it. Yeah. It's a blade. Let's keep going. You can see, yeah, then he inks it in. Then he scans it. And he does something with Procreate. You mentioned Procreate. Yeah, you see, look at yeah, that's Procreate. You can see, look at that's Procreate. He's using Procreate there. But then he uses, then he's over here with watercolors.
Move the next step of a more detailed sketch, and then a sketch on the final watercolor paper. Line work with the indigo font pen with a watercolor ink, and a color test in Procreate before coloring the watercolor. So this is
so he colors it in Procreate before he colors it in watercolor. Then he does watercolor.
And on each step of this process, I'm trying to get closer and closer to the image that I have in my head. Well, not maybe that I have an image, like concrete image in my head, but I have an idea that I would like to get closer and closer to.
There you go. So yeah, that's it. All right, let's see. Okay, so which one? Now there's a few to choose from. I think you know which one would be good. Let me zoom out a little bit because I think I am zoomed in. That one's good. That one's actually that one's good. Okay, so we have something else to choose from. Oh, okay, you can try using a glass pen for this. A glass pen? I don't know. What do you mean glass pen? Sure. Japanese store, urban sketching, landscape. Okay, cool. Copy. Did I put it in the chat? Oh no, there it is. I didn't send it. There it is. All right, so there's the one. Eeny, meeny, miny. I think we're gonna go with that first one. Yeah, the first one has a lot. Although I like these cars. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail. We might skip some of the detail, but I'm going to show you how to break it down. Well, we'll go with the first one up on top. That one. That's a good one. All right, so we're going to go with this one. I think I can copy the image address. Just be specific with it. Paste it. There we go. And it's from My Modern. There it is. That's the image itself. And let's break it down like we do. So I can see what shape. Squares. Look at those squares. But where are they? How do they fit? What's the relationship? Definitely. Let's start up here. Look at that square right in there. So you can see that square, and then everything else off of that. So that's going to be our main square. And let's see the other relationships. So here's the middle. I'm assuming that's our axis lines for our square. And this helps us see how big that window is right there. That window goes beyond the center. And we move it over. I'd probably say that's the middle. Right there. Yeah, our signs are in the middle. The window goes a little past the middle. All right, so notice that. And then here, this is a fourth of that side, a quarter on that side. The window is on the quarter on that side. And then, all right, let's see what else. We can use this measurement, half our big square, which is probably down here somewhere. There we go. Down to the bottom of the window. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than half. And the top is smaller than half. So if it's a fourth, there we go. We're looking at these relationships. That's a fourth. Yeah, that's about a fourth up there. So that's a quarter. Oops. So we're taking this is a quarter of that square. That's all that is up here, quarter of the square at the top. Down here, that's about a quarter. And then down here, there's probably another half. That's a half right there. Let's see, let's get our half. There. Yeah. There's a little bit of an angle, adds interest. So it's not all just up and down, straight across. All right, I think that's good. And then there's a lot of detail. It's just inside. Yeah, it's just inside of all that stuff. We'll get as much as we can. Let's do this. I put it in the chat. Did I put it in the chat? I don't know if I didn't, I'll put it again. I think I did. Oh, wait, no, let me clear all drawings. There we go. All right, on your marks. It's from mymodernmet.com. Functions like nib pen, dip pen, yeah, those are good. You use whatever you have. Well, yeah, functions like a nib pen, yeah, the glass pen, yeah. Yeah, you can try, yeah, if I had one. Landscape number 2. Oh, landscape number 1. Landscape number 2, that was 2 for the building. All right, so we'll do the building and then we'll do landscape number 2. Landscape number 2, that's landscape number 2. Oh, all right. All right, 9:19. I think we can get both done before 10. Here we go. There we go. I think we can do both. I know there's a lot of detail in here. If we can squeeze it in, I'm going to go really fast. Okay. So you can see and try to catch up, try to stay. If you get it, great. If not, it's just a sketch. This will just be a sketch, right? So we're going to try to squeeze both of them in. We'll do the building, and then we'll do the landscape. Try to get as much as we can in here. All right. So here we go. So and I think this does a square. Does it do a square if I hold on to it? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty close. Look at that. I'll sketch it in. So we have our square. And how's it looking? All right, cool. I'm going a little light. I can go a little darker as a guide. There's my square. Right, we're going to break that into half and into fourths. Right, good practice. Fractions. And then we had fourths this way. Half and then half there. Right, we're taking one of those fourths. Well, I'll let you give you a second. I want to go really fast. I'm going to make sure you get the structure right, and then I'm going to go fast because I can just do it. Takes longer to explain. It's like trying to explain how to tie somebody's shoes. You know, explain that.
Pin yourself?
I'm sorry.
Can you pin yourself, or should we pin you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can pin you. I can pin myself. Hold on. Yeah.
Right.
All right. And I think. Oh, yeah. I need to stop sharing too. There we go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, let me see. Spotlight. There we go. That's better. Thank you. Thank you. See, I sometimes this is where I need a producer. Bob Ross just focused on the paintings. All right, so I had my square and I brought in a quarter up. That's that quarter, and then down here, the bottom half was a little bit more than half. Yeah, it was a little bit more than half. So here's half my square. I'm using that measurement there, and I'm bringing that down. It's going to be a little bit more, and it actually it goes down. So I have my space. This is my structure. There it is, and everything is just going to be in this structure, right? There it is. So now I know here I have some plants that are about that big. I have the door. It's actually looks like it's, yeah, I'm looking at this because the signs are right on that middle spot. Yeah, the signs and the windows, I know the windows go beyond my center and they go yeah, below the quarter. That right there. Yeah, right there. There's that windows. There's a lot of little detail. I mean, we'd be here like a long time if we really get all the detail. But what's great about this is that it's orthographic view, which I've told you to do this, is look at something straight, right? If you're looking at it straight, this is a circle. If you're looking at it at an angle, that's when it starts changing, right? It starts changing to an oval. It starts being a little bit more to the next level, difficult. But you can push this. I have actually some of my paintings a lot like this, where I did this front view. This front view with them. All right, here we go. So there's our window is going to be right about there. We have another little, we have an oval window right about in there. I'm just blocking stuff in, seeing where it's all going to go. Then there's the roof right in here, sticks out. Little triangles on both sides, right about there, right where that square is. And then it goes down, perspective, and actually these lines here would go to a vanishing point on the horizon line. These lines here would go to a vanishing point, but it's their own vanishing point because it's the roof is at an angle. And there's a light right in here. The signs go right in the center. Right in the center, right in here. right in here. My signs are going to go right in here. Then we've got another angle here coming out for the, what is that called? I know there's a word for it. And I was looking these up. My mom wanted to have one of these done. And I do use this word all the time because every time we do 2D, I'd have students draw this. All right, so off the center, there's a door right in here, right off the middle. A little to the right, but now we can put it in the middle. It's about this wide right in there. And then all this stuff in here. See, once you have the structure, then you can actually go in there and start, you know, putting as much detail as you want. I mean, this drawing is just about done. Along this line right here, look at this line of the window, which goes past the middle, is the on top is that greenhouse that's on top. I think I'm going too far here, the greenhouse. And then there's an angle on these, this one on the side here lines up with this window. And then these other ones kind of go at an angle. And I don't know how many there are. I'm just doing it really quick now. Right in there, I would probably say, yeah, that's good. How many are there? How many did I do and how many are there? I think I did one less. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's more. I'll add one more. We'd be doing the inking. All right, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in, what's supposed to go there. Because I know what's supposed to go here and there. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I know there's a ladder right in here. I'm going to just put in the ladder. The ladder fits right in there. Keep pressing the eraser. Let's move this over. There's a ladder that goes right in here. And I'm just going to draw it all in. Yeah, there's one step. There's like 5 steps, but there we go. It doesn't have to be exactly. And that, he was doing this from his imagination, or I don't know how he does these buildings. It's really interesting. There's a kind of plant here. I'm sure he's drawn plants before. I know that plant's right there. And this is really cool. It's like a puzzle. I mean, people do puzzles for fun. And that's what drawing is. Drawing is a puzzle. You're just doing it for fun, seeing how everything fits. You've got the big pieces. It's like doing the outside of the puzzle. You have this strategy of how you solve the puzzle, right? And then you just do it. You go in here and do it. If I wanted to add color or shade, I can just press lighter. There we go. Color. I can switch between colors really quick. That'd be cool. Let's see some of the plants that are in here. I'm just sketching really quickly. I'm just getting the feel of it. Then there's in here, it's darker. Oh yeah, these lines go down as well. There's a thickness to them. This greenhouse is right there. And if I were to add color, then I'd be making those adjustments and adding detail to that thickness. All right, now here is kind of like our upside down steps. There's the top one. There's that top little thickness. The next one a little bit right in there. And then one more right in there. Right there. All right. And then there's this whole thing of detail. Let's bring that down. That down. There's a thickness right on that side of the frame. This frame too goes to that window. Then yes, right in here, right in there. Let me erase this part right there. Go back over, and there's a lot of detail, and it's symmetrical. I notice it's symmetrical. So like right in the middle, I notice this. Now I'm just going to watch this. I'm going to just get the feel of it. See, I know that it's symmetrical. So there's this is the center. There's like a circle shape here, another circle shape there. And I'm just kind of like do these circle shapes because they kind of are like circle shapes. They're kind of like loops that are going on the sides. There's two, there's those two, and then there's two on this side. Because it's symmetrical, and then it goes into back and forth. I don't know. I'm just gonna put like little shapes there. Depending on how much time you have and how much detail you want to do, I can just shade it all in and just get that feel of it. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? But I kind of already know where it goes. I want to add a little more shade to these up here. I can add a little shade to that, little shade. Then ready. And there's like a signage right in here. It's a little bit bigger than this. This should be smaller than. This is that window, that round window with the thickness on the top. See how much detail I can get. Probably zoom in and make my brush smaller if I really wanted to get more detail. Watch if I wanted to do that. Oops, a little bit thicker. Not that thick. Right there. There we go. There it is. There's that one. And there's the lights hitting is shadow. See all this is, you just know this stuff from studying stuff, the way light hits things and the way shadows are made and the forms. So that makes it easier on your imagination. It's like, okay, there's a window. This is what it's like. And if you've studied stuff, then you just do it. All these little circles in there. You just get lost in this drawing easily. There's that. And these windows. There's like a little shelf up here. Then there's like this main part right here, right there. And then there's like four. It's broken into four, so I can break it into half. Break it in half again, and there's squares like right in there. And I'm just getting the feel of it, so I don't have to be perfect. And then I know that it's like they're framed, so I can put like a square inside that. Square inside that. Just to simplify. And then you look back and forth and you make your own decisions. Say, okay, there's these windows. And there you go. They go there. And if you want to put more time into it, you want to put more shadows, that's up to you. This is broken down into thirds on the bottom. It's interesting. Like the windows slid open. There's all these other lines, but I'm simplifying. I'm not doing them all. This window's slightly open right here. So that's broken down into thirds. And then underneath is another window, like it's kind of open. Underneath right there with a little bit of a crack right there on this side. So I'm going to make that window open right here. A little bit of shade. Bam, bam, bam. That's the cooking show. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of shadows in here. Let's put some shadows in here on the side. So we're going to go a little darker. Shadows. The shadow nose. And on this side, I don't know, it's like, who knows what that is? Like decay. The building is decaying. So a little scribble. Scribble there, a little bit of a shadow. Where that is. And then here, oh, bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. And this is the roof on this bottom part. Clean it up a little bit, put the signage. So yes, feel free to spend whatever time you want on this. I just broke it down already. I can continue breaking this down. Or we're just drawing for fun. And you can do it on your own. I mean, it's what it is. It's what it's about. Oops. A little bit of a shadow right here. I'm just observing. And then you've got the tiles, these tiles that are at an angle. So the middle is going straight up and down. Then these other angles. I would look at this angle here, and then find something in the middle. Kind of going that way, and then break that in the middle again. break that in the middle. Middle, like it's pointing to a vanishing point up on top. It doesn't have that, but it kind of has that feel. And then I'm just gonna like shade it all in. A bigger brush, less opacity, less opaque. Let's shade it. Oh, I'm gonna get some eraser in there. Erase some of the lines that are in there. Add some more color. And then this can be highlights or whatever texture on these panels. See, I'm just scribbling it in, getting that feel. I'm not being as precise as he is. Of course, he probably even took longer to do that. Oh, smaller brush. Undo, undo, undo. There it is. Two fingers to undo. That's pretty cool. When I first saw that, when I first learned that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. It's like, oh, undo is like one of my favorites. It was like, oh, when you make a mistake, you just undo, undo, Control Z, and then this just 2-finger tap. Oh, you make a mistake. Car accident, 2-finger tap, undo. I wish.
That would be nice. A digital eraser.
Yeah, a life. I know. I know. Sometimes teachers, they say, "Oh man, I wish this this marker board had a spell check." Like, oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, and undo. I'm gonna bring my light up a little bit. Yeah, you guys make a little adjustments and making it fit. But I'm going from the top to the bottom. You can see it coming in. If I needed to add more color or whatever, I could add more color. Because there is a little bit of color. Let me see, like there's a little bit of a shade in here. See, like I'm adding a little bit of quick shade by changing the size. Look at that. That makes that window pop. Bam, talk about values. Boom. And then make this a little smaller and then add those values in there. Boom. Look at that little bit of shading, which I can do really quickly with this Zips program. There it is. Bam, look at that. Maybe a little bit. All right. Now the lettering. Get the Japanese lettering. Flores Kusakabi. Flores Kusakabi. Yeah, see, we can actually, if we really wanted to do that, I mean, we can do that. We can get into those letters. I would do it this way. I would actually, I would probably shade it all in. Shade it all in. And then with a white color on top, do the lettering or the eraser. Go up on top and then do the lettering with the eraser, you know, the letters. They're probably not so opaque, a little transparent. My Japanese letters look a little H. I mean, I don't know. I can go in there. Trying to get it accurate. I'm just doing it really quick. I would probably not even do this usually. It looks like a flower. And then you've got this other design like that. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Probably would have been easier if I would have made it bigger like that to do it. But you get the idea. And let's go back over here. Then there's more letters. Ooh, too big. More letters on this side. More letters on that side. I'm just going to scribble them in. Yeah, you just want to get the feel of it. Like here, Kusabi. I'm going to do the lettering. Just K-U-S. It's like double letters. Kusakabi. 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 I usually block them in, but I've gotten better at just doing it freehand. But I would, you know, say do it really lightly first and then do the letters in there. Like this, I would do the florist. I would be like, okay, it has to fit in here, florist. And then I can start breaking it. See, once I block it in, I would block it in like right there. Just like I did that. There, the florist is going to fit in there. It's going to be the F, the L, the O, the R, the I, the S, and the T. There it is. And I just put the blocks like that. Use that as a guide, and then I can lighten it up or erase my guide. And then just go in there and then do it. F, L, O, R, I, S, and T. Florist. See, it's a florist. It's a Mario. All right, and then here's another. Oh gosh, it's gonna get me. Oh yeah, and it has it right at the little fringe at the end. Now the fringe, I can just easily go like up and down, or I can get my circles in there. That's really what it is. They're just circles. Like that, and then it goes up and down. And I can just follow that and shade all that in. And that's going to be darker underneath anyways. Yeah, let's see. Some of the detail. There is a thickness to that edge. And then there's shading. So I'm going to make this, all right, shade all this in real quick. There it is. A little bit of a shade. Let's put a little bit of shade on this one too. Not as, there it is. There we go. And then there's shade all in here. Oh, I almost had it. Let's take a quick look. Shade. Window. Shades as lows now. Yeah. It's an exterior. Awning, that's what it's called. I knew that. Everything has a name, an awning. All right. So we have squares underneath the windows. Let me make it smaller. Awning. It's been happening. Forgetting stuff. All right, so there's these little windows. There's these other windows where you can see the plants inside. There's 3 of them. So this is good to break this down to thirds. So I can see thirds. That's a good exercise right here. Thirds, breaking this down into thirds. If you need to adjust, you can make it a little bit wider. Make it a little bit wider to make it sure it's on the thirds. And make those little adjustments right there to make it fit to the thirds. And then there's all these little plants on the inside. Plants on the inside. Let's fake these plants on the inside. There we go. And then on here, it's thirds as well. And there's more detail as far as turning and stuff like that, but I'm not going to worry about that. Thirds. And then all these plants in here. Yeah, so practice drawing for fun, not just when we're here. Do it on your own. Take on those challenges. Build your confidence, your confidence. Don't get the can'ts in the pants. You got to build your confidence, and it's something you build. It's like by doing it and practicing, and of course the lessons, understanding the lessons, going from big to small, the process, looking for shapes, looking for the ratios, looking for angles, looking for proportions, how big something is compared to something else, looking for placement and other relationships. It's so complicated. Relationships are so complicated. All right. Here we go. There's little pots and little, I like this little pot right here. I got to put it in. There's a little pot. Right, you got to put that in. And then there's some kind of plant out here. I'll definitely do that plant. It comes out and kind of like, yeah, there we go. Like that. And everything else, I'm going to just sketch it in. Make it a little bit bigger, a little bit lighter. Sketch all these other plants in real quick. And sketch just little scribbles, because that's all it is. There's so much detail. It's all just scribbles. There's a bench in here. It's all scribbles. I want to get around my pot. So I want that pot to pop. So I'm going to shade around it. I'm going to have to make my pen a little bit smaller, get some of those leaf details. I just want to shade. I'll shade all this real quick. Oh, there's a sign right here. Da, 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 da. Hey, that's it. We're getting close to the end here. 9:42. Uh-oh. I'm going to do the other one in pencil. And we're going to do really fast, that landscape. I have to jump to that landscape right now. So here's the sign. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby. Hey. There's that. Yeah, I did make it smaller. Let's see, just throw some branches and little leaves. Just scribble them in really quick. There's that one. Then on this side, sound effects helps.
Does the style follow like the vanishing point rules that you were showing?
Yes. So it has very little though. The only because it's a straight on view, this line here and this line here goes to the vanishing point, and it goes to the eye level. So this actually shows these two little lines right here. These two little lines would go down and come down to a vanishing point. It probably looks like it's right about where the door is. And this actually helps guide the eye. Artists use, you know, they know where the vanishing point is to help, you know, to the center of interest. Like it might be the door, because that's where the vanishing point is. So it's like kind of like wanting you to invite you to go into that door that's kind of even looks like it's kind of slightly open. Right. So just this little hint right here might be subliminal to say, hey, this is where you're standing. You want to get about ready to walk into this building. Right.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
That
welcome.
helps.
Yeah. So if I were to put other buildings here, watch this. If I were to put other buildings here, I can use those as vanishing points, and this would be facing me, but all this stuff here would be going to that vanishing point. Like if I were to put windows and other stuff here, everything on the inside would go to this vanishing point. Same thing on here would go to the vanishing point. Of course, I'd need a ruler. Yeah, but this would be facing me here, this here. So now it's like a building on a block, and here's some other buildings next to it. And I can actually get all these other buildings, all these other designs. But one of the, I think he had kind of like a fancy top to it, and put all the buildings side by side. That'd be interesting with their windows. Yeah, you see that, or bricks or whatever. And this, all these lines would go to the vanishing point. Just like that. The awning on this would stick out more. Like that. All right, let's jump to the, yeah, so much drawing. So you don't have to jump. If you want to stay on this one, stay on it. We're going to jump to the landscape. I'm going to put it in the chat. Let's break it down. Let's jump to that screen. Let's go here. Let's jump to the landscape number 2. Here it is. Ooh, see how fast we can do this one. It's like, oh, I can't keep up. It's all good. Let's see. All right, so I can see this. This takes up a big part, and actually, this I was looking at this as far as down to 13. As far as the vanishing points. So the vanishing, you can see kind of goes straight here, and then here it goes up. And this isn't right. This should actually go down, because you can see the horizon line is right about there. So either this building is on something, you know, curvy, or you know, because these lines should actually be going down. Or the person, the viewer, that could be the other thing. The viewer could be looking down on this, but even still, if you're looking down, you would still have maybe a horizon line back here. The horizon line would probably be, actually the horizon line should be this high. The horizon line, and then, you know, you can add mountains above that. But yeah, the horizon line. But yeah, it's just technical, not a big deal. See, because even these lines here, they go up to that vanishing point. And this is straight on that side. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's block it in. All right, let's block it in. Let's get our square in here. So if I were to actually block this in like that, the whole thing, you can see where the middle is by clicking here. You can see there's the middle here and the middle there. So we're going to break the whole thing into fourths because it's complex, big drawing. And I can see it right in here. Right there, there's the center. And then the top one I missed. So let me just try it again. There it is, right there. And so right here, oops. There's right in here. That's it. So now it's in fourths. Just by breaking down this into fourths, you can see how the house is mostly, it's almost in a quarter of the whole paper. So that's going to help a lot when you're breaking it down onto your thing. And let's do this with pencil. Let's go with pencil on paper. I think I should turn on my AC. It's getting hot in here. Oh, there's the other person. I knew we drew another. I thought I couldn't see it on my pad. All right, let's stop that. And there's something that, oh, I'm already half asleep. Oh, I'll catch you on your video. I really tried to learn the Autodesk software. Oh, with the Picasso painting, I'm very happy with what I was able to learn. Big thank you for doing these meetup classes. I've improved so much over the past year. I'm so happy I found your class. Have a great night and catch you soon. All right, Priyanka. Yeah, she's been cranking it and improving. All right, so here we go. We're going to break this down into fourths. Here we go. Here's really simple fourths. We kind of know where everything is at. There's the fourths. And then the house is going to be right about in here. You can see the house is going to fit right about there. The tree is going to be right about here. And I think I'm going to do this really quick. And this pencil is not as dark as I'd like it to be. This is the same. This is 2B. 2B or not 2B. So there's a tree. Here's the branch that goes above it. And here's this whole tree branch that goes out pretty far. Goes out to here, I would say.
Leo, can we have the picture?
Oh,
available?
yes. Where's my assistant? No, I'm just kidding. All right, let me copy that. I'm going to put it there. There we go. It's in the chat.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so all right, here we go. So we got it into fourths. The whole house is going to be right in there. And this is good too with perspective, kind of seeing where you want the house and then forcing it to go to the vanishing points and all that stuff. Actually, that was a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. Because I would do perspective and the buildings didn't come out where I wanted them to. But if I block them in like this and then, know where the vanishing point is, it makes it so much easier. I didn't have to fight with the perspective as much anymore because I knew okay, this is going to be one side of the building. It's going to be here. And then I focus on the angles and stuff. So, all right. I know the building. I'm already breaking down the building into parts. I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw it without so much talking. We should put on music and just draw. You should actually learn how to break things down on your own. This is going to go here. This actually breaks down here. There's actually a whole marsh or whatever this is. And it comes down slightly. There's a slight angle as it comes down. And there is some breaks as it comes down, which I won't worry about too much. It goes in there. Breaking it down. There's that. And then you've got circles. You want to get these circles. This is really important when you're, don't get caught up and lost in the details. right? You want to see like you're on a mountain looking down on your scene, and you're seeing the big shapes. You don't want to get lost in the leaves or the trees, the detail. Like I just, yeah, let me see, this goes over, because then I can see that goes there and then up. I can move everything over a little bit more if you need to make a little more space. So I have those trees, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 trees in here, and I can move them easily. But imagine if I would have done all the leaves, moving them would be harder, right? Because I'm already into the detail. I've already committed. You don't want to erase and all that stuff. But if I block everything in, even this tree that's back here, this branch is going to be right about in there at this angle. I can get it in. Now there's a lot of stuff going on with the shading and things, shading, which I'm not going to talk about because it's value, all this value stuff. I'm just going to do it. I'll talk about it somewhat, but I'm just going to do it because we have 10 minutes. No, I'm not. We'll just go as long as it needs to go. All right, so I've got that branch there. I'm just going to hit start drawing it in. This goes out that way. Then there's a nice little curve in here, nice little curve. This form, you got to feel this form. And this comes from drawing figure drawing, and this will help you to draw figure drawing, seeing and feeling these curves, and when you're doing the figure drawing. And the limbs, they're limbs for a reason. They're limbs of an arms. The trunk is the torso. You're drawing a person. And it's a good way of getting into, drawing figure drawing is drawing trees. Getting that flow, that tree, shadows, all this is shaded. I'm going to, don't talk, just do it. Just do it. Yeah. So I'm shading it all one value. And then on top of that, I'll build up my values. Let's see how fast I can do this. You can always look at the video, stop, record, rewind, not record. If you use real video, you can download the video if you really wanted to. You can download other videos with real video. All right, so I have that shade, and then it goes darker. So I have that one shade, and then it goes darker. There's like shadows, or I don't know, or something over it. Now I can go with that darker shade on top of it. But try to get the shape. You want to get away from lines, because this actually really doesn't have too many lines. All this is really rendering, and rendering is one step closer to realism, because this is you really don't see these edges. It's all actually goes into a shade right there. Look at, I'm pushing it really hard right in there, and I'm going from left to right, and I'm drawing really fast. So if you're way behind, that's okay. I know, what was it said? There's somebody who does it for homework. There's shadow, there's light. It's from the right side, so the tree is, the shadow's on the left. Really dark. This shadow's a little bit darker now. Let's get all these. I'm not gonna do them all. My batteries. All right, all these leaves. They cannot just be shaded. Shade it. There's lights and darks. I'm just gonna do little circles. Circleism. Scribbles. Scribble leaves.
Is circleism a real concept, or was that like a
It's a real concept, yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know. That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because there is pointillism, and but circleism isn't like it's not a movement, but it is a concept in shading, because you have hatching And you have cross hatching, and then you have circleism, where you can make little circles with your shading like this. Or you can hatch or do a combination.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Mhm. Yep. And that's how you build your knowledge, just little by little. And then before you know it, it's like, wow. The student surpasses the teacher. Danielson, take this pebble from my hand. Yeah, I was really inspired yesterday looking at that workout. It's inspired. There's a little bit of anger. I was like, "Argh, my work should be here, but I should have more work as well. But that's just because of me. But now I have no excuse. I have no excuse. The only excuse that I have is it's none, really.
Did you retire, Ladu?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am retired officially
This as of this year?
as of this year, as of June.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. As of June. I know, and I wanted to do this 2 nights a week. I'm like, oh no, just one night is like, wow, I think it's like already Thursday again. Like, oh my gosh, how did I do anything? It's just like, it's insane how time goes like water. All right, okay, so I've got that. I'm gonna do my house now. I'm gonna get this angle here, this roof. And I'm just doing it. This angle here, angles don't even matter so much. I know it's almost horizontal, should go down. And then this angle here. And then this one's going up, but it should almost be straight as well. This angle here. This should be down and this should be up, but they're pretty almost horizontal. And there's the roof. It's really cool. It has a nice little texture on it. There's a little shadow underneath it. And there's texture on it. Ooh, texture. What's more important than texture? Value. I realized. Because first you get the value and then texture. Texture is part of, I mean, once you add texture, you're adding value as well. But you want to see the value first. Texture is not so. Texture is more of an embellishment. Adding that texture. There we go. Tree has texture. All right, there's a window. There's a thickness on that side. On the left side. And the angles are going up. Shade all this whole side. Patterns of light and dark. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down, and it goes on top of I don't know, a little ridge, Brokeback Mountain. That's getting late. Ooh, I need to turn the AC on. And this is actually one of the warmest rooms in this house. I had the AC on before, and it's finally warming up. I can really feel it. All right, let's do this real quick. It's 10:01. We're latest we've gone in a while. Hardcore heroes here. And I'm not even halfway through this thing. Just put texture. Let's just really quickly just. Oh, notice this part right here. This part right here, you see the underside of that roof. As it comes down and out. The angle changes right in here. Shade that bottom part. Just practice, practice, practice. And if you see something you don't like, say, hey, why don't I like that? I'm going to practice. I'm going to work on that. You know, or when you get a chance, say, okay, I need to work on hands. You know what you need to work on. Like, okay, or if you want to work on, you don't have to. I mean, it's up to you. You really, by choice, should make that choice. Say, oh, I know I need to work on my hands. I need to work on proportions. I need to work on my ratios. I need to work on, or my shading or my whatever. You should know where you're at. I can't see your work. I mean, I can tell you if you want me to give you feedback. Oh, like somebody was like, you're ready for values. I mean, their structure was looking good. And you don't have to actually, you should, you know, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You can move on when you kind of like get it. Okay, I get it. And because you're going to be practicing, but now you can practice with your shading. You got your structure. And then now, see, I'm just practicing with my shading in here, getting the shading in, trying to get the right values. There's no.
My roof is completely lopsided, which of course ruins the entire house.
Yeah,
How do I
and
get my roof not lopsided?
it's all the angles. It's your angles. If you want, I can take a look at it and give you some feedback.
Oh, it's a little too bad to look at.
It's
And
really,
it's really off.
it's really just the angles. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, don't be, I mean, that's where you're going to learn the most. It's just by, you know, if you show it and then I can say, okay, this is what's, and then I already know it's going to be your angles. It's going to be your angles. So I don't know if you want to share it. And that's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal because I already tell you it's your angles. It's going to be, if anything, it's going to be your angles.
Well, yes, I can always tell what, but how do I do it right?
Well, let's take a look. Where's it at?
Oh, no. I'll work on it and I'll ask you next week if I.
Okay. Well, let me show you what usually happens. This paper has tracing paper in it. This book has tracing paper.
Wait, I think this third try worked.
The what?
My third try worked.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's the angles. A lot of times students straighten things out, or they put things, they don't do things parallel. So these lines here are parallel. So they should be going in the same direction, really close to it. And these lines should almost be parallel as well, but there's a vanishing point. So they should kind of like get closer as they go further back. And I know that. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was looking for, that things should be almost parallel. Okay, that's.
Yeah. These should be parallel. They should be paralelos y paralelas. All right. Yeah, see, that's angles. And then now you know, okay, oh, I got to watch out for my angles. I got to keep an eye on angles. And then you just, you know, okay, use your pencil and look for angles and practice that. You're going to do your angles when you're trying to draw by looking at 3D things, not just flat drawings too. You know, you got to look at 3-dimensional things. Like here, this vase that I have right here, you know, you look at the angles and the way the angles changes, it changes as I move it. Right. So you got to practice that. And that's okay. And then you get it. And it's like, it's easy. It's nothing. But sometimes people, you know, these little walls, these little challenges keep people from drawing. Then they say they get the cats in the pants. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, you can't because you don't. I mean, you gotta go through it. And I've broken it down to rap. So rap really says that's where people struggle with it. You want to struggle with ratios till you get the ratios. Then you want to get the angles till you kind of get the angles. Then you go to proportions. And then once you have proportions and then placement, and it's just practice, and that's the structure. And once you have structure, then you can move on into value and texture and color and all the other stuff to make your drawings look, well, to the icing on the cake, as I call it. Put the icing on the cake, because then you're just shading, you're doing all the icing. But yeah. All right, let's I can do these trees in the background really quickly. It's just I'm just gonna shade it all in real quick like that. And the field, shade all the field in. not as dark, a different shade. And then there's like little lines across the field. And you only need a couple of shades. You don't need 50 shades. It's just a few shades. Yeah, Da Vinci said 5. He only used 5 shades. And that's how good he was. I'm almost done. I'm almost happy with what I have. And there's some branches on here too. The branches, a lot of leaves. I'm trying to get my pencil to. And there's a lot of texture in here, a lot of different values happening. As it gets around this, it gets darker. And I'm just doing a crosshatch like that. And then it goes really dark. There's that third value. And then there's the reflection. So the reflection is basically going below, straight below. I'm going to sketch it in where it kind of goes. And then because there's lights, there's light on the reflection of the water. It has lights on it, but it's showing the darkness as well. Let's get some of these lines going across. There we go. Trying to keep that. I can go back in with an eraser and get this. And there's a little bit of things going back and forth. Then the whole roof right in here getting lost with the ripples of water, ripples of time. Oh, there's some, oh, we just lost somebody. Or something happened. All right, we're down to 8 people. That's cool. Hardcore heroes. I'm gonna have you guys choose next week's draw. See, that's what I should do. There's people who are here, people who are, and once I get my form and really get to know what you're aiming for, what your intention, artistic intention is, I want to get good at. I'm like, all right, cool. This person has been coming. Let's get into drawing hands. I'm also thinking of doing it like the whole month. This whole month, we're just going to draw faces like every week. All right. So that makes it a little bit easier. And people know what to expect, right? They're like, oh, okay, we're going to draw faces this month. We're going to draw hands this month. And that's all we do. I don't have to, like, oh, I'm going to skip this month. We're just drawing hands. And it's always the same thing. We're drawing from big shapes to small shapes. But you're learning the proportions, you're learning, and you're just really building upon your drawing skill. You're just building upon it, because then you start seeing form in space. Form is really the trickiest one to see in space as things go back into space. I mean, all this is form right in here. Like this is, then this is another form that's like in front of it, and you have these like mounds, that are kind of like over there, and they're suggested, but you kind of have to know how that kind of works in space, how space works. Space pods, placement, overlapping, detail, and size. Pods, how artists create space. Placement, things that are lower or closer, and then there's overlapping. There's even just here, there's overlapping, these little mounds. The ones that's closer, overlapping. And then detail, things that you see the trees in the way back there, they lost their detail. And then size, things that are closer are bigger, things that are further away are smaller. And that's space pods. That's how artists create space. All right, I think that's it. 10, 11. Hey, that's not bad. I can probably put more detail in this foreground, more grass and stuff, but I think that's about it. Yeah, there's more little grass and stuff. Reminded me of my painting here. And all that grass I'm putting on it. Oh, well. There we go.
Is that acrylic, Eladio?
Yeah, this is acrylic. It's acrylic.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. All right. Thank you for joining us. Woo, we went long today. Hardcore heroes.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you, Leo.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eladio.
All right, Jess. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Good
I
night.
got a joke for you.
What's that? You got it. Okay, let me hear it.
Why did it take the pirates so long to learn the alphabet?
Something if I couldn't get past the letter R or what? I don't know.
Because he spent years at sea.
Oh.
I heard another variation because he got lost at sea too.
That's it.
I've been dying to share it.
Oh.
Good one.
Happy Labor Day. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye, good night, guys.
Bye.